I didn't grab a cat. No. Welcome to another after show. I am Max. This is Cat. I bought a new chair because it actually freaking broke in the No. Don't start. Dude, no, we can't afford this. We can't afford doing 2 minutes of you just attacking me. That's not worth it. No! My brand new chair, you fucking psycho. No. And I have to grab him because he latches onto me and he might fall. And when I grab him, he starts trying to bite me. But stop. Basta. Sorry. Hello, everyone. It's becoming a thing now, and I don't like it. But he's contractually obligated to show up at the beginning of the show. Oh. Stop. Go there. Okay. Let me get you the link if I can stop and work in peace. Calder says he loves you, but he wants to eat you too. It's weird because now that it's cold, he cuddles with me a lot in the evenings. So I don't know. He goes from like love to I want to chew you in no time. Oh, sure. I meant this one. Sorry about that. All right, let's get that link pinned, and we can get some people in here. That was fun. Ross is always a treat, and you can always tell how drunk he's getting through the course of the debate, which is always fun. ADHD asked me to email him the link, so give me a second while I do that. And I have a little something for you. Add video clip. Videos. No, on the other hard drive. It should be today. Shoot. Where is it? I had specs in the back for a second. Oh, Ammon, I was looking to send you, but if you're here, then the link is right there, pinned to the top. So if you can make it, that would be awesome. You did great, by the way. So congratulations to you. Do we have specs? Oh, yes, we do. 1 second, specs. I'll be with you in just a sec. Why don't I have my recordings here? Damn it. Okay, I'll look for it later. Let's get specs in.
Hello, everybody. How is everyone? Can everyone hear me?
Max, yes.
Right. Hello, everyone. How are you doing, Max?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great.
How do you feel having Ross represent Australia like that?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I got some better people to represent us, but
that is true.
We got PhD Tony, so yeah,
yes, that's fine. That kind of makes up the awesome.
It more than makes up. PhD Tony is amazing.
Yes, he is. I mean, you just have to threaten me with a good time. Mark W says, "Who do I have to blow to be a mod?" So before things get weird, I'll give you your wrench, but thank you. Oh my, Errol for $50. Thank you. That is, and she's the queen on top of that ginormous super chat. Thank you so much. Happy to support a good friend on a new start. Here's to your continued feed and shenanigans and sipping while shitting on derplings. Sorry, my brain farted there. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Suala. I'm Australian and I thought that guy was a walking meme. Oh, he is. He's such a treat. It's
Oh, so Ella, you got to wait for later in the debate when we talk about the moon, and I'll tell you how he thinks the moon was made, because you got to stick around for that. I can't give it to
yeah,
you now; it's too good.
that story is so lovely. That story is
I
so
can't just give it
lovely.
away. I have to build it
Yeah.
up. You can't give that away.
Yes. We will do that. Yes.
I hope he
Uh,
comes.
what's
Who's
up,
first?
Brandon?
Hey,
What's
Brandon, what's
going
up, my
on?
man?
What up,
Hello.
man? Other
How's it
guy,
going, man?
he knows me? Oh shit. Have I talked to you before or what?
I don't think so. No, I just screening. I don't think so. I
Oh,
don't. I've like watched you on the show, but I wasn't on that
you
show
said
because
my
I didn't watch.
name.
I did
You said,
the topic if I didn't know enough about it. I didn't watch the
But
debate
I
beforehand.
mean, the
I'm
name
sorry.
is the name is
I'm
there.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. It's okay.
All
I'm
right. So we'll start with Ross's opening. What a treat it is to
Yeah.
to hear him just like incessantly ramble and through the whole thing to not get a single fact correctly. It is pretty amazing, but oh boy, it's getting
Oh,
worse. Like
yeah.
the openings, seriously,
And
come on, put
remember,
some effort.
remember that opening was delivered sober. Like he didn't start drinking before then. If that's what, then that was like
Yes,
him sober, which is really worrying.
that's a
But anyway,
great
Brandon,
observation,
do you want to go first, or should I go first? Describe this open. Give my thoughts.
Brandon.
Oh,
Hello.
me? Oh, that you were talking to me?
Do you want to go? Do you want to give your thoughts, or?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you say my name. I'm sorry. I didn't see the whole I saw like part of the open discussion and it went into the next session. So,
Okay.
but I
So,
have seen him debate before, and yeah, he's a gold mine, dude. A
oh yeah.
gold mine of content. I've seen a lot of his debates. He's an interesting guy.
Yes, he is. Specs, go ahead.
Yeah. Wow. The opening statement. A bit of the usual logical. There was a straw man. When he said that that why do we care about flat Earth when we don't argue about the fictionality of SpongeBob? Well, it's because you guys think it's real and you spread your bullshit as though it's real. No one claims that SpongeBob is real, so that was a straw man. Of course, the other 7 minutes was just derping around. Just he just derped around. Didn't present a single fact in 10 minutes, which is the usual for flat earthers. And yeah, it was well, but it was at least entertaining to watch, and yeah, that's my
Yeah, that's I mean, that's all you can do. Uh if take it like that, because it's a joke. Like Ross says, "Oh yeah, I did a video," and the video he does, he calls it the "Losing the Sky with Diamonds" video. And in the video, he does the same thing. He just says stuff, doesn't show anything, has a little like diamond kind of a plaything, and says, "Oh, it could be this." It's like, but how, why, when, where? Just you can just say, "Oh yeah, it could be this little play diamond I have here." Oh, look who we have.
I could be
Welcome.
wrong.
hello,
What?
hello.
How are you?
Oh, so
up?
good.
Okay.
Did you have fun?
Oh yeah, that was so much fun. That was one of the best debates I had.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Iron Horse is something else, man.
Iron Horse is a treat when you're talking to him because he says some wacky stuff. So
Mhm.
it is
Yeah.
always a treat. And what I like to ask when I have one of the debaters here, do you feel you accomplished what you set out to do with your opening?
Yes, I'd watched Iron Horse's previous debates, and I'd seen where his holdups are, and he always says, you just didn't provide any evidence. You didn't go out and make any observations whatsoever. And so I wanted to tailor and say, look, here is the evidence that like we can all see and do, and then go from there. And he had the only thing that he could respond to those was perspective, or just straight up nah.
Yeah.
It is fun when they go like, no.
My favorite part was when he said he doesn't have, like, he shouldn't have to provide evidence. Like, if you don't want to provide evidence, why even at the debate? Piss off. You know what I mean? You're going to come to a debate and say you don't have to present evidence. Why are you here?
That did happen in the open discussion portion.
And is it saying perspectives one of his go-to things that he does?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it was his escape hatch tonight. It was fun. Let me read a couple of things. Mark W said, here you go, mate, enjoy, and gave Big Fish a coffee, but I'm sorry to tell you here we give mates. And because Katie Markley found that there is actually a mate emoji. So if you're going to give someone something here, give them mates, please.
Oh, Max, I've got a question about mate. Can you use it like coffee in the morning? Like, does it give caffeine and stuff or not?
Yep.
Mate.
Yeah, I've got to try it because I drink black coffee, so it's probably.
You can do mate. You can do a coffee and then mate. Tim Davidson says, "What if palindrome comment? Palindrome if what?" Thank you so much for that. That is actually a palindrome comment. Pretty interesting. All right. What were your thoughts, Ammon, on Ross's opening?
His opening was like 90% insults. Like I kept a note. I had a notepad up.
That's what he does.
And the things I had was no fiction, you should just ignore it. Known fiction, you should just ignore it. He said pseudo-intellectuals like in his first sentence. He called me a human butt plug within the first 2 minutes.
I think he was talking about FTFE.
No, he did say FTFE, which he calls fight the fat turd. Which is really funny because that's a self-burn because Craig is fighting the fat turd. So that's
literally is.
Hey, how you doing, Ryan? Good to have you with us.
Ryan,
what is up?
Not much. Just thought I'd come over and hang out. I saw your live link here. I sent it to Iron Horse as well. He said he was interested in coming over and hanging out. He just has to have, he just has to have a big poop. No, I'm just kidding. I reset my computer right quick because I knew the lag was just stupid. Holy light, it's Leo! I'm gonna cry. Leo.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah, P. Dozian's not here to keep you out of the after shows anymore. So.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, this is great.
Yeah, I mean, this is the after show. It's late. People say whatever the hell they want.
Why are you so sexy? What the fuck, Leo? What's going on here?
Phil, an average guy here.
Okay. He's our resident dandy. Look at him, just with his.
I don't know what a dandy is.
You.
It's a good thing. Dandy is meant to mean anything close to what the term twink means. I'm exactly the opposite of that.
I was gonna say
I don't know what twink means.
See, I
do.
Twink are like the little cute boys who love being domed.
See, I thought more like I just finished teaching a bunch of kids D&D for like a few weeks, and a term I heard over and over and over again was the Rizzler. The Rizzler. Anytime they found something, like a fancy hat, and I was like, "You get advantage on charisma checks." They were like, "I'm the Rizzler for the day," and maybe that's where we should go. We got to learn this stuff before the kids get away from us, right? But Ammon, I see you're here too. How's it going? Did you have fun?
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think that's the best debating experience that I've had on Modern Day Debates so far.
Who else have you debated, if you don't mind me asking?
So I started. What is his name? It's like modern. Oh, Latter Day
Saints.
Latter Day Saints. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's his name?
Latter-day Saints. That was the first one, and he just kind of just like sat there and like shrugged a lot, and it was not my favorite.
Oh yeah, he's the worst.
And then I did Kyle Adams.
The hula hoop guy. Max, that's the hula hoop guy.
Hall of Fame of derplings. Oh,
Yes.
I want to debate Kyle.
He was my first, I think, for modern day debate. I think I hosted him versus T Jump, and it was
that old university guy.
Well, and anybody versus T Jump is just gonna be a trash fire because it's got T Jump in it.
Yes.
Oh, I don't miss that fella either. But yeah, Kyle Adams. Then there was who else was there? There was George Howard Stirrup. That's a guy that also was like early on in the show. He messages every once in a while. He still wants to debate about dinosaurs existing.
Good old Howard with the stirrups.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Doc Dino wanted to get at him at some point, but Iron Horse said before he left tonight he felt I helped him too much. I don't know if that was true.
We have
Helped
a super chat
too much.
for how is it pronounced? Ammon or
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Okay.
A like apple, and then O makes an I.
Closer to my
Ammon.
mind.
Okay, Jim Daniels for $5. Thank you so much. Ammon, I was hoping you'd drop some pictures in the debate from this cover, kind of segue into the Earth being round. My bad. I feel you. Sometimes it's a bit hard to navigate the liveness, the immediacy of all things when you're super chatting.
Yeah. And the thing with the Discover, that's the kind of thing that like I don't like using NASA pictures because like they can just say it's fake and there's just no argument there. It's like they're real, trust me. And he's like, no, they're fake, trust me. And so that's kind of like all that it goes to, which is why I didn't like Kyle Adams was a moon landing only debate. And so it was like a lot of like type stuff. And like it went there anyways with like, I do think that they're real. And he's just like, well, that's ridiculous.
Kyle. Oh, I love
I
Kyle.
was in a debate with him. It was a team debate. It was him. And I want to say, I think you modded that one, Ryan. It was him and some chick I want to say named Mercedes because I remember she was named after a car brand. I don't know. Was that me and Mark Reed?
I remember that.
Some special flowers. Yes, they were. Leo, what do you remember about that? Because I'm pretty sure I
But was that me and Mark Reed? Was Mark Reed with me in that debate?
I think it was Mark.
I love debating with Mark.
Oh shit!
I think it was, but I'm not sure. But that was.
Oh man,
Mercedes seemed nice. Like I kind of wanted, like, she seemed like somebody who might actually try to like listen and make some sense of what you're saying. Good old Kyle is just, yeah, he's the Mormon man child. Like that's that guy.
Debating Kyle Adams is different for me because I'm also Mormon, and so it's a very. Yeah, I know.
I should have known with a name like Ammon. What else would you be? But
Interesting. He give himself kind of a degree of his own, a flat earth degree or something. I can't remember.
Well, I mean, when you make up your own flat earth college.
Have some insight.
Does he run that?
Is there any
a couple of videos on?
Is there any contention between in the inside of the Mormon community about the whole flat earth nonsense?
He's literally the only Mormon I've ever heard of that thinks it's flat.
Interesting. So it's not a problem like
no.
with more general standard Christian people, right? Interesting.
Mormonism doesn't say anything about the shape of the earth, does it? I know Christianity does, kind of. But...
It just assumes that it is. Like there's no real stance on it, but everyone is just like, yeah, that's what science says. So I guess it's a globe.
That's what science says?
There's got to be one. There's always got to be one, right? That's who's going to make it, right?
Yeah. Wow. I'm sorry.
It's all good. No, I don't. I don't know. I haven't hosted Kyle in so long. I'm not sure where he's at, but I definitely I definitely don't miss some of those conversations and those back and forths where it's very much like you say the and you need to prove it, and I'm just going to put my fingers in my ears when you do talk, and say,
What do you mean? That is amazing. That's amazing. When you go and you give them like here evidence, and they go like no. It's fun. It's entertaining.
It actually is entertaining.
It's better than pulling a Peterson and being like, well, what is words? What do you mean by what? It could be worse.
Some people do go there. I have two things to bring up because we were talking about Kyle and Ryan. We all had Matthew there with almost an agreement, but he bravely ran away from debating me. What the hell is happening, Matthew?
Wait, who's this? Sorry, who's
It's been too long.
I even tried to coax him.
Why do you do this to me, Matthew?
I was trying to coax him too. I said, "Don't wussy out on me now, right? Like I'll do it Tuesday." He's like, "No, it doesn't work." Well, Monday, no, it doesn't work.
Dude, I knew it. That's why I started asking, because he always does that. He's been running away. I lost track of how long. Matthew, no, please. You have to man up and debate me, or just say, no, you won't debate me, and then I'll just take my victory lap, and that'll be the end of it. Let's go to some of we had today. The lineup, I had never seen anything like this, of the 4 horsemen of derp. It was, of course, Iron Horse on stage, this lady, autodidact girl.
Oh, yeah.
Matthew Hakeim, and Watt. So, of course, they were doing their regular shenanigans. So
Watt's pretty close to winning. Watt's pretty close to winning a dumb comment. I think he was real close last time I was here.
He's always real close because he has some gems.
He loses by 1 vote to Hakeim. He always loses by 1 or 2 votes to Hakeim.
I mean, Matthew always has that thing of being the reigning champion, but we're starting over. So we're resetting everything.
Just as a side, every time he sees his name on screen, he gets rock hard.
I know, yeah. but it is for all the wrong reasons, which makes it even funnier. So Matthew Hakeim, check the dual star rotation at the equator, impossible on a globe. Oh, precious.
Oh.
Wait, that makes no sense, because if you don't have a globe, you don't have an equator.
Yeah.
Or measure something at the equator if you don't have an equator. Mash you, you big fucking idiot.
Or you wouldn't have like the opposite rotation of in the other hemispheres. Like Matthew, this is exactly the opposite of what you think it means.
Wouldn't you have a rotation? Wouldn't you not have a rotation within an equator either? I mean.
No, but on a flat Earth, he has no way of explaining why they go.
Yeah,
they spin each way. Matthew Hakeim again, Omega Sun, no idea what that is. Proves the sun does not go below the horizon.
Why do we watch it go below the horizon every fucking night? You can see it set. Like
perspective.
I swear, most of their arguments are just. Pay no mind to the man.
Yeah, for the times I've seen the sunset, it always goes, and I don't see the sunset often because I live on the East Coast, but when I do go out to the country, outback, to see it, it sets below the horizon. If it didn't, it wouldn't be nighttime. Fucking hell.
And you have the neutrino detectors that detect the sun going all the way down
the
thing. So
I remember telling you about that.
Oh, Matthew! No, Matthew! What you doing? And
the sun is not up.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Oh fuck! I love this shit so much. I'm gonna start saying that now. The sun is not the object.
Out to die that girl.
So not
Effie
object. It's like a caveman.
no
has
object.
literally
That's so
figured
great.
everything out. That's why they need to do the TFE fakery. Such an insightful comment.
Sorry, flat earthers have not even figured out that you shouldn't eat the purple crayon for breakfast. So don't give me that shit that they figured everything else.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah,
what
I'm
time will the
seeing it
sun
now.
set? We don't know. What time will any
more.
prediction for flat Earth? They can't do it. They can't. What says Bigfoot is a flat earther? Okay. I mean, it's
Okay,
not out of the realm of possibility that I would accept actually coming from what. So
Wait, hold on. Hand it on over to Ammon here, because isn't there something in Mormonism about Bigfoot being Cain? I think I'd heard Kyle talk about this at one
I've
point.
heard that too.
There,
Holy shit.
there is an old old wives' tale. There was some leader, I can never remember who exactly it was like riding in the woods one day, and he says that he saw a man that was like as tall as he was sitting on top of a horse, and he was like all hairy from head to toe, and he just said, "That's Cain." And then everyone's like, Cain is Bigfoot. And so it's kind of it is there. Like, I know lots of people that think that Cain is Bigfoot, and that's what he's doing right now. But it's not like official like doctrine of like church says Bigfoot is Cain. It's just like some people interpret the
Because he can't die,
writings.
right? It's been around forever, right? All that
Yeah.
stuff.
So
But I
people
mean,
just
yeah.
interpret the writings that way.
He's a part of old evolution. That's why he thinks the Earth's flat. He has a fisheye lens. I don't know. Like, toss you a bone. I can't.
all right, have a
Can't.
couple more of these, and we'll
Billy.
continue on. Hey, Billy, how are you?
Hey, guys.
Matthew Hakeim. Hey, Max, dual star rotation at the equator disproves any notion of a spinning globe. And again,
Oh my god.
don't you love when he says that he's looking at an orange and he says, "This is an apple," and I just love that. It's like, okay, yes, Matthew, that is an apple. Go make me some apple juice, please. Matthew Hakeim, I'm not sure if I can make it that specific time. This is the evidence of him immediately backing away when actually getting a debate. Matthew, I have a debate blueness. I need to get this done. Almost time. I promise I'm not dodging you. These were sprinkled in because they're part of the other thing. Autodidactor, the best thing about FE is no matter how long it takes, we're still going to be right. It's like, oh, who will tell her?
It's a
Will
shame
she
that you-
realize?
It's a shame you don't have some of our back and forth there, Max, with Matthew, of us trying to like taunt him and be like, "Come on,
Yeah,
don't wussy out now." We got a book,
I mean,
right?
I didn't want to expose him like that. I just wanted the evidence that he was backing away.
Oh, you didn't want to
Yeah,
expose him like that. Yeah, okay, sure.
The Glovers seem extra desperate. What's going on? This is when I came up with the four horsemen of derp, because I was afraid I would forget. And then Matthew talking back to Errol while bravely running away from me. So those are dumbest comments of the day. We'll go around and each can vote for their favorite. So we'll start with you, Ammon. Dumbest comment of the day. Vote goes to
My favorite is the double rotation.
Matthew.
This
Hakeim.
proves the Earth.
My favorite is the sun is not object.
It's not object. Yeah. All right.
Object.
That's what I
Billy.
Matthew Hakeim. That's all I have to say. I don't know. I was zoning out there.
Yeah.
Alright.
I picked the caveman one too. The sun is not object.
Sun is not object. Right, Ryan?
I have to agree with that one of the ones that you've chosen, but my favorite one during the debate was there was a commenter named Rio, and they'd said, "Moderator, let the wise man speak," and they weren't talking about They weren't talking about us ADHD. So anyway, I was like, okay, sorry.
Specs.
Definitely not a white man.
Yeah, definitely that sun is not object one.
Yeah, I think I have to go with sun is not object because it's too good. Hold on, let me pull it back. It's just too good. And we'll show it one more time. And we'll
It's strange
continue
how
with
often I've heard that in a debate. And I remember always just saying, wait, if the sun's not, what's emitting the light? And it's always like 5 seconds of silence before they muster something together to like try to explain.
I would say where the heat is coming from.
A lot of them will be like, well, but light can be reflected around. Like, okay, sure. What's reflecting the light? What's refracting the light? What's emitting the light? Like, where is the light? We can see the light. Why can I see the light? What's the reason?
Whenever I go out in the summer, this non-object burns my skin that I can like get seriously hurt because I'm, super white, right? So it's like funny how
like
that,
me, buddy.
yeah, and I have to actually be careful with the sun. It's like it's no joke. It hurts like a bitch.
Pussy.
So yes. So why does this non-object, burn me? Give me an actual physical effect? I wonder. What magic is this?
Just stop being scared and you'll be fine. Just embrace your lobster tan like a man, all right?
No, it hurts.
It has no matter. Didn't you hear the guy in the comments? Okay.
Yes.
It's not object.
There's
no mass.
I am very much an outdoor person, particularly when it's warm and sunny. That's my favorite kind of weather. I have not once ever in my life been sunburnt.
That is. Dude, you have no idea how much it hurts. It sucks.
It probably does suck.
Right.
I would hate to walk outside in the sun, just be like, haha, we're not kissing your skin, buddy. We're slopping all over it here.
You're bacon.
Walk outside and just
go. Open discussion portion of the debate. Ammon is distracted. So Ryan, there he is. Sorry. Let me ask you. Did it go how you expected? We already started. You said you had fun, but did you plan on this level of derp for tonight?
That's for me.
Yes.
So, I like to watch the other debates that people have done on modern day debates before I go into
British
it.
John!
So I was pretty
Is he here?
expectant
No.
of the way it would go. It's just a whole lot of it.
Let Ammon speak. Come on.
So I expected a lot of the derp. I didn't expect him to invoke gravity. That was my favorite part of the debate, was getting him to invoke gravity. And then just his level of not understanding how perspective works in the slightest. So like those two things surprised me, but other than that, it was pretty as derpy as I thought.
Yes.
It does help that
Sorry,
Iron
go
Horse
ahead.
looks unevolved. It sort of manages your expectations for you, really, doesn't it? Also, I missed a vote on the comments. Moon is not object, or sun is not object. Just
sun is not
perfect.
object. Yes.
Yeah. Sun is not object. Yeah.
Whodunit wonders if Iron's Horse can come here. I never had a problem with it. He never went after me personally. So yeah, you can come in if you want, the Iron Horse. He's probably
slightly racist, but as long as he's not here, it'll be okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Just a wee bit.
No, we know he's a trash.
And just for those that don't know and need the justification, he once referred to me as a half-breed. So like the only people that say that about those with beautiful golden brown skin that he wishes he had, I bet he gets burnt in the sun pretty bad too. But the only people who use terms like that are racist people. Like you don't say stuff like that if you're not racist. Like,
or he's awkwardly turned on when he sees you. Okay.
Yeah, that too.
Okay. He doesn't know how to cope with that.
And
All right.
I presume
I think he's homophobic too.
I presume he doesn't use it in the same
I feel
way as
normal
sort of
about
like
it.
your like grandparents will say things like, "Oh, that young half-caste boy." You know, they don't mean any animosity by it. They're just like of their era.
Yeah.
I presume he is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
that would be
except
the
I-
equivalent of like a 93-year-old in the United States saying, "Oh, I met the loveliest colored boy."
Yeah.
Like they don't mean harm when they say that.
But
Yeah.
he's only like 55. He's not like that old.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's only 2 years older than my dad. Yeah.
Yeah, my
Come
mom's
on in,
older
Iron
than me,
Horse.
man.
Come on. You know where the link is. It's right in the live chat. I
Come on, Iron.
sent it to you.
Yes.
I want to talk to you, dude. That would be
Yes.
Asked for it specifically.
Yeah,
Especially
come on.
now.
That did stream for me.
Now that
Come on, Iron
he's
Horse.
like
Come
he's
come
like
into the
what,
after show.
3 beers in?
I want to
Like,
appreciate the irony.
Oh, that's less
of,
than me.
Wait, wasn't he chugging
Oh,
a bottle of wine?
Yes.
Looks like
No,
he was
yeah,
chugging
no,
a
no,
bottle
he was
of
having,
wine.
he was having, no, he was having a long neck. I don't know if you guys have it in your parts, but a long neck is a 750
Oh.
bottle of beer.
All right.
It
I was
looked
gonna
like
say,
a bottle of wine.
as a delinquent,
No,
it looked like mead. Okay, as a fellow delinquent, that looked like a big bottle. Of
It
mead.
was probably a long neck of, I think, I don't know which one, but yeah, that was a long neck.
Iron Horse.
Long
I'm-
neck, ice cold beer,
Iron
never
Horse,
broke
one
my
sec.
heart.
Sake.
Yeah.
Iron Horse, I'm trying to get you in here to have fun. And
Yeah, come on.
And you do stuff like this.
Yeah,
Well, let's be honest here. The word queer isn't like a bad word anymore. Everybody calls it the queer community. I'm not reading out the entire alphabet every time I refer to these people, okay? And they've told me I can do this. Like, this is fine. The queers, like, yeah, that's fine. That's not derogatory. Unless you're not an ally, and then it's probably derogatory.
Most of the friends that I
at a
have
certain
who
point-
are lesbians or they're gay, they just refer to their friends as like anytime I'm like doing a gig, they're like, I'm inviting the gays, and I'm like, okay, yeah, invite all your friends, right? So like,
The F word would be
trans.
At a certain point, the acronym is just going to get so long and cumbersome. It is just going to be quick to say, not straight white men. That's basically going to be what it's
Fair
It's just going to
enough.
be not straight white men. It's just going to be quicker to say who it doesn't include rather than who it does.
Not
but yeah, I mean,
cisgender heterosexual white men.
yes,
Snap.
it's
buddy,
official.
okay?
Iron Horse is here. I now get to speak
Hello,
to
Iron Horse.
in an after show about flat Earth, and I get to do it with I just coincidentally I have a brand new curved
Oh
monitor.
shit.
So-
No, he dropped.
Oh my
No,
god.
he'll be back. He's probably just technical difficulties.
You might have did it by accident.
Yeah.
Press
Yes.
wrong
He,
button, right?
he did say that his internet was
Yeah,
not
he's
very
gotta
good.
come
so-
on. He's gotta
Yeah.
come on, dude.
All right. Anything else? Any thoughts on anything that especially caught your attention in the open discussion, Ammon?
I don't think so.
Do
That
you remember
was,
the
I
funny
mean,
story I told you before we started about him being late for the last debate? That's right, Iron Horse.
No, I'm not that much surprising.
You can tell it if you'd like.
Oh, that's true. Yes, he got him. He's still. I need to ask him if he's still sour about that because last time he was still crying of getting kicked
He
out.
made like a 20-minute video about it.
Really? Oh, that's so
Really?
great.
No, he called you a shit moderator and a shithead.
That's great. I was just saying,
this
he came into the room
this
and I was
mix fella, he's a short moderator.
Yeah, man.
That's great. Oh man, no, he came into the room like 15 minutes late, and we already had Nathan Thompson on his way to debate against Craig McNeil, and I was like,
Oh my God.
obviously, if we got Nathan Thompson finally going up against Craig
I
McNeil,
would
it's
love
on.
to debate Nathan. So
And
fucking bad.
yeah,
Oh
well,
my
you
God.
find your own space to do that. Don't you hurt
Does
me
he still do
anymore.
debates, right?
Yeah, I think he does, but he thinks he's very like up here, so I don't know.
That's cool. Get me.
you have to pay him
Final
$200
six.
to debate him.
Oh boy,
Not that
big
I
money.
Not that I don't enjoy the.
You'll have to forgive me, the stupid
flat
fucking
Earth
studio
debates. I
put
thought
me
they
there.
were gonna stop
Anyway,
doing them.
Iron Horse, you're not
Shit,
you're
Iron
not still
Horse.
sour about that, are you? You do realize that when Nathan wanted to debate against Craig McNeil and you showed up, it was just in great comedy that I booted you out and said, "See ya." But as much as we were all having fun, I don't think you were too.
No,
happy.
that was
Are
pretty
you- are
shitty.
you-
That
are
was
you
pretty shitty,
passing
Ryan. That was really shitty because I'd been struggling to get online that day, and you just went and booted me. It's like, oh, well done. Yep. yeah, I'm still pretty dirty about that.
Oh,
Right. Debate.
do you still cry yourself to sleep every night?
I sent him. I sent him a
Yes,
full
Maxi
box
Pad,
of
I do.
Pampers
I cry myself to
Cruisers.
sleep
You're
every night.
24. Like, you should be okay by now. All right, just get it out.
That's fucking great.
Do I give
No,
you
I'm just a bit
PTSD
dirty.
every
The fact
time?
that I was
Do I get a
invited
cool nickname
to,
too,
to,
or am
to
I
come
still
to a
just half
debate,
breed?
and then I didn't. Anyway, I have to get it.
No, come on, don't stir that shit up.
You
Hold
know,
on.
if you're going to invite
we
somebody
got a
to a
pot
debate, you should give them the opportunity to present themselves. And if you go and
You
boot
presented
them when
yourself
they
25
do finally
minutes
show up.
late.
Yes, yes,
You
we
presented yourself
did.
so late. Now, come on.
No, it was
What
only
did
about
we
12
do?
minutes at the
All right,
most.
I purposely razzed you
And
again.
it
Okay,
happens.
let's.
It happens.
It was
No,
too easy.
we
I'm sorry, man.
wait. I don't know in your world, but we did something which is appearing
What
on
the
time.
fuck, man? You're the weirdest person I've ever met.
You know that there's a
You're the
clock
weirdest
here
person I've ever
on your
met.
phone that tells
Yeah.
you what time you should be there for the thing that
Yeah.
you're going to, right? So what you do as a functioning adult is you're there 15 minutes early, so you're not
Functioning
late,
adult.
Yeah.
right? You know, in the
Look, I
professional
think you're
world,
asking a
that's
bit
what we
much.
do. Yes.
In the
I
real
think you're
world,
asking a
shit
bit much.
happens.
Max.
In the real world, shit happens, and
Logic-
sometimes you get delayed on your way home because there's a herd of cows in the fucking road. And so when you get home a little bit later and you try to say, "Oh, look, I'm sorry, I've been delayed because of
Man, those cows,
a
they've been in the
natural
road some
event,"
fucking lot lately. Right?
most people would say, "Okay, not a problem. We'll just proceed."
I just looked. That was 6 months ago, and you're still this butthurt over it. 6 months.
I did purpose.
No,
I did
Max is the one still fucking butthurt over it. Like, I don't give a fuck. It doesn't bother me.
I'm laughing. I'm not crying about it.
It
I'm
got
laughing.
it got brought up, and 6 months ago. Okay, so I was here today, and I debated today. So what have you got to say about today in the debate that can prove your spinning space ball turtling through a vacuum of space?
It was in my opener. That all proved it.
Yeah, you had evidence given to you, and you just went like, "No,
Ross." The evidence has been presented in every opening presentation you've seen. You've just declined to accept it. Not our problem.
Well, I mean, in the interest of being, the guy who
I've never seen any evidence.
I've got this little
Keep
triangle
saying you have
going on
evidence,
here.
but you've got
Iron
none.
Horse is up here.
Yeah, we do.
I got wait.
Yeah,
I got to do
we
this
got
right.
plenty.
You've got none.
Anyway,
Hold on here, because
show me
we need
one
okay,
evidence.
I can do that. I can do that. Hold up, buddy, guy.
Space.
Oh, wait, hey, I can show you some evidence. But before we get that far, what is what? Hold on, whoa, hey, buddy, slow it down, pump the brakes.
You've got nothing.
So hey, ha.
hold on, come on."
Hey,
So the question first is,
he have
what exactly do you mean by evidence? What is evidence to you?
Evidence would be something that I could see with my own eyes that would show curvature of the earth and motion.
So logical
That would
entailment
be
isn't evidence to you?
Logical what?
Logical entailment. You can't see logical entailment with your eyes. You reason to it. So logical entailment wouldn't be evidence under your analysis. I would just disagree with that analysis of evidence.
Well, this is exactly why I say that we don't live on a spinning space ball, because there is no logical evidence, there's no visual evidence, and what we can entail from that proves that the Earth is flat and stationary.
The thing is, for me, I take evidence to include two concepts. Hold on here. Number one, expectation, and then number two, probability raising. So I would say, technically, X is evidence for Y just in case X is expected given Y, and the obtention of X raises the probability of the truth of Y. That is just to say, X is evidence for Y if X is expected under Y, and if we observe X, that raises the probability that Y is true. And under that analysis of evidence, which almost every epistemologist I've ever had a conversation with takes, we have... the Earth being a sphere is over-determined by the evidence on that analysis.
There's no evidence of the Earth moving whatsoever. Absolutely zero.
Degree per hour drift. Thanks, Bob.
Leo,
well, parallax shows that the Earth is moving. So that there's one.
Parallax.
There's no parallax.
Who was that?
Leo.
Max, what are you?
Leo. Budget Gandalf doesn't know how thinks that the magic gremlins in his phone tell him the time. What you've just said.
Hey, don't say that about Gandalf, John.
It's funny though.
No, just kidding. I can't. That's one of my favorite characters. But I mean, to be fair, Iron Horse did ask about what Ammon had presented to him during the debate. So I don't know if Ammon wants to jump on in, and maybe he is right now. I was gonna say he's showing his background right now for your audience as well. I know that a lot of them were probably hanging out for the debate, but
we can make you big. But I was looking for some stuff to show him too, because like he claims like they never show me stuff, and when we show you stuff, we make you cry.
Well,
the thing that I find
you don't show me shit.
But the thing that I find maddening in these discussions is the notion of planes of rotation, and that the stars spin clockwise in one hemisphere and counterclockwise in the other hemisphere. It's a really simple geometric principle from a geometric principle that even my 9-year-old can understand. And for the life of me, I don't understand, Iron Horse, why you can't wrap your brain around this. The only possible way
it's simple
for
when it
stars
comes from a very simplistic mindset.
Hang on, Iron Horse. If the Earth is a flat plane and you have two people stood in one hemisphere and the other hemisphere, and one person can see the stars spinning clockwise and another person can see the stars spinning counterclockwise, how is that possible? It is not possible. And the way I analogize this,
generally speaking, they don't see them spinning. Okay, keep going.
What do you mean we don't see them spinning? Well, sorry,
we don't. You have to have a time-lapse camera to take a 24-hour out of 7.
Doesn't make it any less real.
You have to take a very long time-lapse situation to see that what's happening. What you say that we just see with our eyes. We don't see that with our eyes.
You don't understand that we've got thousands of years worth of.
I need a phone to make a phone call. Does that make the phone call not real? Because I need a device. This is a stupid thing you're saying.
It's even more fundamental than that. First things first, we've got this thing called the fucking North Star. It's the only static object in the sky that we use to navigate, and sailors have been using it for fucking thousands of years. We've got hundreds and hundreds of ancient buildings that have been built all around the planet, which have been built to orientate themselves to
No. This is a flat Earth truth for all this time. It's a flat Earth truth for all this time because the equidistant point away from Polaris is what we call the equator, which is a circle, the equatorial circle away from Polaris, where it eventually disappears into the convergence point. It does not prove a spinning spaceball whatsoever. It's a flat Earth truth.
You don't understand that the equator on a globe is also a circle. It's just a circle on a 3-dimensional plane, right? It's not flat.
You can claim that, but you can't prove it because it works exactly the same for the flat Earth.
Okay, so what's your so when you say prove, what do you mean when you say prove? What are you looking for here?
I'd say prove. Okay, so if you look down a long tunnel, for example, you will see the lights on the ceiling of the tunnel are going to get lower and lower and lower and lower. And that's all that's happening with Polaris. It's just getting lower and lower and lower, and we get further and further away across a flat surface. Right. Until we reach the equator, and that's where it disappears into 0 degrees, and then from there on, we're on around all those
magically goes below.
How long?
That is geometrically
not magically, it's just normal. Normal perspective.
1 second. How long do you have to make that hallway so that those lights go? You see them like go below you. That's the point that you're not getting. They never go below your eye level because they can't, because they're
the
higher
equator is the distance. The equator is the distance, and it's always been that distance.
3 miles.
It doesn't change.
We're talking about the hallway.
So let's say,
example.
Well, what is the radius of a 25,000-mile circle? That's south.
No radius. About 4,000 miles. You're not going to ignore
4,000 miles.
You're not going to ignore me on my own show. Like, that's for sure. So
It works, mate. It works.
we're looking at a hallway. How long would that hallway have to be so that you see the lights in the city go below you?
4,000 miles.
4,000 miles. A hallway.
4,000 miles.
And
Why can't Max see it?
Hallway, 4,000 miles.
Why can't Max see Polaris where he's at?
he can't see it either.
We can't see it either.
Oh.
Meaning Ross.
Because Max has his head up his ass. I don't know. Jeez.
So Ross, why can't I see it? I live in Sydney. Why can't I? I've never seen Polaris ever. I've been all around the country. I've been to like the most remote parts of New South Wales. I've never seen it.
Me neither.
Yep. Well, I live in New South Wales myself, and because I live south of the equator is the equidistant point away from Polaris where it disappears into the convergence point. So you will not see it south of the convergence point because we're outside of it. We're too far away. It's so simple. I don't understand why
You seem to be
people can't understand.
You seem to be taking the position that the evidence, as far as you're concerned, is unless I can physically see it myself. I mean, firstly, you can physically see that the planet is a globe itself, but by your standards,
no.
I mean,
somebody
I've
asked
not
me the
seen my own
question. Why
asshole,
can't I see?
but I know
physically?
it fucking exists.
If it's a
well,
flat
I can
Earth, you would
smell
be
it
able
from
to
here.
see it. You would be able to see it if it's a flat Earth.
I
All
can
right?
show you
If
the
it's a
thing
globe,
that-
that's why you see it.
The thing that you
Ourselves
say-
are much like an opinion, you know,
Hey,
like
you
everybody
don't
has
even
one,
understand.
but some
Wait,
think more
you don't
than
even know
others.
that gas has mass. You don't even think that gas has mass. That's how stupid you
That
are.
is true.
Gas
You think that gas
does
doesn't have mass
not
'cause you're
have
fucking retarded.
attractive mass
Yes.
because the gas
You're
will fill
retarded.
the volume
No.
of its
Yes, it
container.
does.
Gas
You're
doesn't
retarded.
have mass.
That is
Yes,
literally.
it does.
You're retarded.
You're fucking retarded.
Wait, guys, 1 second. Iron Horse,
Wait.
go to Bunnings, buy an empty gas tank for your barbecue, weigh it, then ask them to fill it up for you, and don't sniff any of it in. Ask them to fill it up for you, and then wait. The weight will be
Yeah, you
different.
can prove this
trust
shit,
me.
you fucking idiot.
Yeah, like
But I
just
just
hang on.
switched it all
you
in.
want to talk
That's
about
stupid
logic.
that you think that we
want
can't
to
prove
talk
this
about
stuff.
Then
logic.
just get this. Is simple. He can
One
go to
second.
Bunnings, get a scale and a gas tank, and
One
prove
second.
that they have mass.
Why don't you
Iron-
ask anybody that's smart, Iron Horse, if gas
One
has
sec.
mass, and they'll tell you, you stupid
Iron
idiot.
Horse. Let's say one gas. Tell me one gas, whichever you want.
Water vapor.
H2O.
You say
Okay.
No,
Hey.
not H2O. Water vapor is a gas.
Yeah, but the molecule is still H2O.
Yeah, but the molecule
But that-
itself
that's
is not
why
the
Leo's
gas.
pick-
It's the
No,
multiple
yeah, but-
molecules
hold on,
in the
but let me-
state.
Let me finish. Okay, we have water vapor, H2O. Each of those elements have a molecular weight assigned to them. So they do have
A
mass. Like even by your ridiculous notion of what you think is a logical argument, like you failed there. You
Even
can
most flat earthers admit that gas has mass. You're like the stupidest one out of all of them. That you don't like. You're DMOC or like some gin.
I actually
style
believe
flat
that
earth.
gases all have mass, but they all
Fucking
have
idiot.
individual gaseous molecular weight. So that's why hexafluorous fluoride
So it does have mass then. Okay,
gas,
good
for
job.
example, would be
Yeah,
very
just-
dense.
okay, yeah.
And then we've got more dense gases, and then we've got more dense gases, and more and less and less and less as they go up. That
but
makes perfect sense
doesn't
why
give you,
we have that.
this density doesn't give you a vector like Ammon told you on the debate. It
It
should
does.
actually go up because
It
the
does,
less,
it does.
the
No
less
vector.
medium
The
is
density
up
gives you
there.
the density gives you the relationship
No vector.
to how dense
no
you are
vector.
to the
vector,
medium that
it's
you're
not a
in.
force.
So if you're more dense,
Can I-
if you're more dense than the gas that you're in, you will sink through it and you'll displace
Why
it upwards.
down?
It works
Why
really,
down?
really naturally.
Why?
Why down?
Why?
Why will it go down? Why not go
Because
off to the
you're
side?
fucking more dense, and the lack of
Yeah,
the
but
resistance
why do things that are
factor
more
Why
dense
down?
move
does
down
not
rather than always
give-
moving one direction?
Because the lack of density does
Max, you
not
gotta clip
give
that.
you
Max, you gotta
resistance.
clip that. Someone,
Dude,
someone
you need
put
to-
Are you
that's
able to
too
listen?
short.
Yeah,
Dude,
you
need
guys
to
able to
trim-
unblock
you need
your
to
ears
trim
and
that beard
listen
a-
for
you need
1
to trim that
second?
beard a bit. It's fucking looking kind of scruffy,
Can you
bitch.
I'm not even-
unblock your ears
Got
and
a little
listen
bit
for
scruffy.
1 second? 1 second.
Yes.
That's all I needed
Uh-huh.
to unblock your ears and listen. You
Yeah,
need
you already said
density
that.
of the
Go
medium.
on.
Shut up, Max. Shut up. Shut up. You need density of the medium.
Sorry, what? You need what? People can hear you.
I mean, Max,
Did
come
you
on,
just
come
yell at me to shut up? Like, while I'm here in the middle? Like, did you just come to my house and yell at me to shut up in my face? Like, are you seriously that ridiculously?
Trim your beard,
Dumb.
old man.
I'm
Serious.
still confused about the how.
Unmute yourself now.
How does gas?
I don't know if he's still there.
No,
Yeah, he's frozen. But
just like John asked, John, what's the question?
well, how
broke his
the
brain.
fuck can we're talking I mean, it seems like Iron Horse is making like a buoyancy argument.
Yes.
But he's stating that that gas doesn't have mass. And he's also seems to be some sort of skeptic with regards to gravity.
Yeah, he's trying to argue that mass is like some sort of relation of density, and that's not what mass is.
No, mass is the amount of matter present in an object.
Obviously it's not, but
mass isn't a relational property like that anyway.
It's the resistance to inertia if you really want to get specific, but on a simple level, it's the amount of matter.
At classical scale, yes, that's what mass is.
In physics, yeah. In chemistry, it's more like how much stuff do I have?
Yeah.
Well, in classical physics, that's what.
Yes.
Yeah, and obviously, in Einsteinian physics, it's mass literally bends space-time. The more mass you get in one space, the more it bends space-time, and that's why we have things like gravity wells, that gravitational lensing. Newton made observations, and he related it in mathematically in the best way that he could, and now we obviously have a better understanding, and which isn't just so far above Iron Horse's head he can't even see fucking daylight. But I'm still wondering why. How do you get the notion of something being buoyant without mass and gravity in order to give you the direction of down? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, well, the only reason that helium balloons go up is because of buoyant force. If you put a helium balloon in a vacuum chamber, it goes down.
The only answer that he could have, because I asked along these same lines, is why is it that we have the downward biases? He says, well, that's where all the mass is already, which is literally just gravity. He invoked gravity in order to make his density and buoyancy work. That's the only way it can work. Otherwise, he doesn't have a downward vector.
No, the G in buoyancy, that doesn't stand for gravity. That stands for downness.
I love that.
No, their excuse is that their excuse is it's not gravity. It's just the 9 point. It just stands for the acceleration due to. It just stands for. They say that we say it's gravity, but they say, it's just acceleration. The 9.8.
Yeah, and you just say acceleration due to what?
Because they don't dispute They don't dispute the acceleration. They just, you've got the Oakley crew who come up with density. You've got the Whitsitt guys who say electrostatics. But
it's strange how people.
Hang on, let's not invoke Whitsitt specs. I've still not quite recovered from when you posted his explanation for the fucking moon yet.
But still, I think it's funny how him and people like him cite electrostatics to explain how electricity causes things to move. Statics. Move.
Oh shit! You're right.
One of these things is not like the other.
Oh yeah, I missed that. Yeah, you're right.
And that's because they don't know anything about physics.
Use words.
Well, you also can't expect them. You can't expect them to be experts in two fake fields. I mean, just
Specs, would you like to tell the story you were going to tell about the moon?
Oh yeah, no. You guys have So Iron Horse in one of FTFE's first ever debates was debating Craig, obviously, and he was asked what the moon was, and he said, well, that the moon was dug out of the Grand Canyon by giants, and put into the sky to mock us for worshipping the sun. And hold on, I've got to add this. According to Iron Horse, that is the far better and more logical explanation than the Globers present.
Yes, that is a
It's
true
legit.
story.
What are they called in the Bible again? So there's the Nephilim, and then there's like, was it the Raphamine, or what are they called? The giants. Does
The
anybody
No,
Nephilim?
the Nephilim.
There's Nephilim, and
Yeah,
then
but from
there's
memory, they are only like they're only like
there's another
They're
term.
also referred to as the
but
Watchers.
from memory, they are only
is
like
it?
9 or 12 feet tall. Like, how the fuck did they? I mean, the moon it's 228,000 kilometers
no,
away.
okay, I
Nephilim
have
and
this.
Rephaim.
Yes, but it's because they inflated the moon with helium. That's how they put it up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
You
got
guys
you.
weren't there
right,
for
I
that?
see.
The inflation
I
of the
got
moon
you.
and it rising
Yeah.
into the sky? Oh, it's beautiful.
It-
No, that was
Yeah,
the giants
Fox
that
News
put
had it on back in
You know what we should do?
1964. That's when they did it. Got the
That's
moon
a
in
funny
We
1964.
thing,
should,
like,
we
you
should, we should
can't
get an
make it
Islamist
up.
who take.
So how did the Giants get it
We
up
should get an
there?
Islamist who takes their text literally and put them and Iron Horse in a room and just ask the question, okay, why, when he rode up on a winged horse and cut the moon in half, didn't it pop? And just see what happens.
different.
Wait, I thought that was a Muslim thing with the moon in half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
it
is.
was. That's what I'm saying. We should put Iron
It
Horse in a
is-
room with a Muslim and ask that question.
Oh,
It
I
is
The
a
missed
problem
that
would
part.
solve itself. They just kill each other.
It is a different situation than the one that where he rides the horse. The Al-Burak, he goes to heaven. The moon. I can tell you a story because I know it. The moon, he was there hanging out with some of the mushrikun, some of these filthy polytheists and such, and they wanted to like, hey, why don't you like do me a miracle since you're so messenger, so holy? And Muhammad goes and splits the moon by the power of Allah. Yeah,
And
funny.
then do me like miracle, the lady down at the corner.
Yeah, I mean, but on command also, right? So, yep. And then put it back together because it would freak people out.
Doesn't Iron Horse have the belief that the moon was created by aliens or some? I think that's
No,
like the
that's
tip
what
of the
Specs
iceberg.
was saying.
It was dug out of the
yesterday.
Grand Canyon by giants, and that is, according to him,
Yes.
the far better and more logical explanation.
So hold on,
up-
just a question there, Specs. Did he ever explain like how they got it up there? Like, did
Yes,
they have like the national like
Wait,
piggyback
we already-
championships campaign
No,
or something
okay,
going on?
hold on.
They used helium.
Let's put a little bow on it. Okay, so the story is that the giants dug up the moon from the Grand Canyon, blew it up with helium, and put it in the sky.
See, this is the problem. When you start saying things like this, I think that Ryan and we just go to another place. Like we just start looking at the walls and we start thinking about what was for dinner and stuff. Like
I'm
that.
thinking I'm thinking how much helium would it take
Wait,
for something
one
that dense
second.
to actually rise?
Well-
Anyway, if it was any type
We're-
of possible.
We're finding it difficult to source enough helium to cool our MRI scanners on the planet.
Yeah, exactly.
So the notion that we could somehow get our hands on enough helium to launch the fucking moon into space is absolutely insane.
They must be just helium miners, these
Well-
giants,
It's
just experts in the
undeniable.
fucking field, right?
Also, Iron Horse has to believe in the Pac-Man sun because he thinks it's apparition, so it can appear
No.
in other places and be at other
Yeah,
places.
no,
at the
he
same
thinks
time.
the sun
That's-
is an interdimensional portal.
It's a
Yeah.
mess. It's a whole mess.
He has so many beliefs. It's hard. Yeah.
Let me welcome Michael Darrow. Thank you so much for
Hello.
that super chat. That was
Yeah, you're
kind
welcome.
of you.
I just-
any thoughts on the debate, or I saw your little tussle with Matthew
Matthew,
side chat.
I tried so hard.
So was this
Yeah, I
Hakeim in
can't
this- in
believe
this side
that.
chat?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't believe
okay.
that Iron Horse came thinking that he didn't have to bring any evidence.
good. I thought you were just going to say he came. I was going to say, fuck, I'm out of here. All right.
No, I've already seen enough of Iron Horse for a lifetime. I know. I remember that stream. I remember that stream. Unfortunately,
he well, the fact that he claims that there's no evidence, but also couldn't even engage with Leo's very simple and straightforward description or of what evidence constitutes.
I also wanted to point out quickly that the material, like if you took the moon and filled the Grand Canyon, you'd fill it 53 times over. So how did they make the moon with one Grand Canyon? What? Like,
Listen,
I don't understand how stunted your, like, I don't fucking know, cerebral cortex or whatever has to be to not like think these things through before they come out of your mouth. Like, it makes no sense to me.
Yeah. It's a tube. We only see the one circle, and there's a lot behind it that we don't see.
In order to play the game.
Oh no, we call that the wankers.
Isn't the moon like somewhere between like 12 or 16% like the mass of the Earth? And apparently we seem to be able to get enough rock out of like one relatively small hole in the ground to create the moon. Maybe he thinks the moon's a Dyson sphere. Maybe you think, well, of course it is. It's full of helium.
The more questions that we ask, the less we're going to understand it. Okay.
It is like this.
And the more we're going to hurt our head.
Hold on, because Iron Horse is raging out. Iron Horse, I just muted you because you told me to shut up. And it was a temporary mute. I asked you immediately to unmute yourself. Because you're not going to come here and shout at me to shut up. Like, I don't know if you don't understand how that dynamic works.
Yeah, he says we're not letting him defend himself. He's the one that left. Like, you left.
Yes.
I shouldn't have been provoking him, though. I provoked him a little bit too much, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I provoked him the most. I mean, I started up by being like, remember when I kicked you out and I was really cheeky about it? Right?
Yeah, Ryan, you started it, I guess. So
can I ask, as an official host of MDD, can I ask Ryan a quick question? Oh, sorry, Max.
For Max, for $2 Singaporean says, Ryan!
Ryan,
you have no one to cry to here, buddy.
Right, I don't leave when I get muted. I just sit patiently to get unmuted and then completely fucking intellectually obliterate the person doing the muting because I'm big boy with big balls. I'm not afraid to slam on the table.
Ryan, you did a good job today moderating, though. I have to say.
Yeah,
I was very pleased on. You kept it flowing, and yeah, it was a good job.
Very little waffling. It was great.
Can I ask Ryan a quick question? I thought MDD were moving. Not that I don't enjoy the flat Earth debates. I'm relatively new to the flat Earth discussion. I'd never even really considered it, I have to be honest, and I completely blame Max for introducing me to this total and utter shit show. But I thought MDD was moving away from the flat Earth debates. I remember James saying something a little while ago, but they do seem to be like a bit resurgent. I'm just wondering if that. Yeah, again, not that I don't enjoy them, but I'm just wondering what's going on there. It does seem like James had stated we're going to move away from the flat Earth stuff. It's been done to death, and now we're deafing it a bit more. Yeah,
I think that the flat Earth. We actually brought this.
My goodness,
I brought this up earlier, and maybe you could address it, Ryan. That I mean, the flat Earthers seem to get asses in the seat, so to speak. They kind of bring the boys to the yard, if you will. Is that?
Yeah, there's something about here's the thing that drives me a little bit nutty, which is that I'm a very like social political thinker. That's why like I don't have a lot to say on these things. It's not interesting to me overall. Like it's just a whole lot of white noise as far as I'm concerned. I've even referred to it as kind of like goofy debates, which kind of offended Kaz a little bit when I said it because he's there are people that actually deal with flat earthers in their lives, and that can be difficult to manage when you're trying to just figure out epistemology. But yeah, as for like flat earth, I'd love to stay away from it, but you are right that there's a certain amount of draw that flat earth brings. It's also the fact that when it comes to YouTube, it's not a super saturated market, so it's like I would love to have debates with about the Iran stuff going on, Trump versus Bernie Sanders and stuff
Ryan,
like that.
I hate
go ahead.
I hate to interrupt you, but Iron Horse has just said that we're going to disappear into the Nujikit.
We do.
That is true.
Can we have that kind? Flat Earthers will never go away. The heliotards will vanish into the Nujigit.
Anyway.
Also,
I don't know
what's
what
up
the
with word
Nujigit is.
heliotard?
Can that be my new vote?
I think he's just being
Helio
racist
refers
again,
to-
guys.
No, because helio
No,
refers
he's
to the
just
sun,
drunk.
and
He
tard is a
smell.
reference to retard, which just means stupid. What
Sun
does
tard,
sun
yeah.
stupid mean? Sun
Well,
stupid?
I did
I
want to
don't
hear.
understand that.
I wanted to hear
Yeah,
the end of
Helio
what
tard.
Ryan was saying because he did get interrupted. Can
Oh no,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
okay.
fine.
I guess I'll put a bow
Yeah,
on
sorry,
it
that
real
was
quick.
that was. I do apologize. That was me. Sorry, Ryan.
No, it's all good. No, there's definitely a certain amount of interest in it. But I think the main thing is that even if I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, they just bombed Iran and I want to have a debate about that, it's that YouTube is super saturated with those debates as they're happening. So I think when you have something that's like a little niche like this, where it's like, oh, a lot of people will come out for like, a flat Earth debate on this channel. They'll have some fun. Yeah, I think it's just like I say, it's finding a niche that not everybody's saturated right now. Even though I'd really like to be talking about those things because I'm more interested in them. Yeah, and obviously, like James, I think I hopefully made my point when I said at the end of the debate that James booked it, I hosted. So, like, I would never have booked these people if it was my choice. I'm not saying Ammon, but not for those ideas. Sorry, Ammon, I'm not saying that. I think you could do better. I think I could find something better.
I want an AI.
I'm
AI
trying
debate.
to manage this shit show. I'm not directly responsible for it. Sorry, people.
Well, it's like, if I once described it to Kaz as like, working in customer service, where it's like, I've had, when I was a child, it's like I handed coffees to people and said, "Have a nice day," when I was probably thinking, "Go fuck yourself," right? So it's like it's the same thing here. It's like you're doing a job, and there are times that you really wish you could just tell people to, fly off to the moon, but they don't believe in the moon, so you're fucking stuck, aren't you?
Yeah.
Can I just ask everybody?
Tori Hansel for 100 sex. That's a lot of sex. That's a lot. Good morning.
Oh
good
yeah,
people.
well my
Thank
sex
you
is
so
over
much.
9,000.
So, just quickly for Ryan, when James goes, "Thanks so much, that was great." At the end of like somebody's like opening statement or comment or something like that, I know it's just an artifact of how he speaks, but when James says it, it sounds so patronizing. I don't know what it is, but it's like, "Thanks so much." He is at the end of like you'll note that every now and again, like at the end of like
when he's like, "All right, thank you for
he goes,
that."
"Thanks so much." That was great.
It sounds really passive aggressive.
John, I think
it's not. But
you know what I think of that, John?
He doesn't mean it like that. I know. But...
Yeah, you know what, John? That's cute. No, I'm kidding.
I think it's like the autopilot. It's the
like
autopilot
that, you mean,
response.
right?
Yeah.
It's just the like, all right, back to you, Cindy, in the newsroom, right? Like it's just like the autopilot thing that people learn.
It's like
I
if
like
I
this
went,
comment from Ashton Richards. Once you guys finish, I got to address what Ashton Richards pointed out.
Do you know how that rewrites in my brain when he says it? It's like, okay, yeah. So anyway, over to. It's this
about all that, yeah.
Okay,
thanks for that.
Right, we've listened to this retard speak for a few minutes. Now over to this cretin.
That comment
like that, but that's just how it.
Ashton Richards made about his girlfriend. Yeah, he apparently, according to FDF, that's who I heard it from. Iron Horse has this girlfriend that he's been sending money to, and she's in Thailand. And he's seen one picture of her, and that's it.
Also, with respect to the, with respect to the I have an Asian wife, as I think almost anybody that lives in the United States that knows any white guy born in the 60s and the 70s, especially one that went to war, they're all racist and they're all also married to Asians. If you're an old white guy with a long beard and you're married to an Asian, I assume you're fucking racist.
You know what? You just you triggered a memory, which
Leo,
was like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I shouldn't dominate.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to paint a picture for anybody, but like, I didn't realize that Iron Horse was the racist cunt that he is. But I really, 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 I'm now trying to get this image out of my head of his like long Gandalf beard being parted by his Asian girlfriend's ginormous cock and shellacked against her asshole. So
is that why his face? That might be why his face is so red, because the bag's been slapping up against it like crazy. Anyway.
No, wait, no, we might have crossed some kind of a line.
I'm sorry.
That's pretty graphic.
At the very least, we crossed the line of the penis itself.
Iron Horse, I'm not racist.
You know, you didn't invite me here. I just showed up. I'm bad.
I think everybody but Ammon was just kind of just showed up.
Yes, I mean it happens. It's what we do here.
Yeah, Max is ready to say none of you were invited. Shut the fuck up.
Let me try to bring it back. Some stuff got brought up during the debate. Some fascinating stuff, like we come to debates not to discuss the evidence, or you can just, I guess, you can just show up to a debate with like your hands in your pocket and not bring anything at all. Apparently,
like T-Jump.
Well, I wanted to actually mention something about T-Jump right quick, which was an interesting side to what Leophilia said, which was kind of one of those moments where it was like, oh, gross, oh no, which was he was having a debate, and it was about something regarding trans affirming rights and stuff like that, and he had said the line of like, oh, I'm definitely not transphobic, I would have sex with a trans person, and in my mind it was just like, oh, I can't be sexist, I'm married to a woman and I fuck her all the time, so I can't be sexist. It's like, and I was saying, Leo was saying that exactly about white guys, you know, marrying Vietnamese women. So
hold on,
it's so funny how people try to virtue signal. But let's try to wheel it back in. I had that thought, and I was like, man, you triggered me, Leo. How dare you?
No,
I can be half racist.
You can be both.
There's a lot of racism flying around the United States right now, particularly with respect to a Muslim man who won a primary in a very large city
in
for
New
mayor.
York. Yeah, I saw.
It's so, dude. Listening to fucking Kirsten, whatever the fuck her name is, Gilly Monster or whatever the fuck that racist piece of shit is, just go off. I was like, oh my god.
Wait.
These people just need to just be sent to the doohickey, don't they? Just send them to the doohickey.
Hold on, because I was trying to bring it back to the debate, and we go.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to go off on that because we have to talk about racism.
Yeah, Max.
It was my fault.
Max,
I'm sorry.
With maximum respect, we're done listening to you, Max. We're ignoring you.
I know.
So,
wait,
I'm going to go get water, and when I'm back, there will be order.
He's bringing down the
hammer. When you come back, we'll be talking about how Russia is superior to every other country. No.
Oh my god, we don't want Max to bring out his hammer when it hits the table.
Oh my god, you guys to see him disappear? This is so CGI. All right, go ahead.
In deference to Ryan's request for a more relevant socio-political discussion, Leo, my perception, and obviously I'm external to the United States, but my perception of the criticism of this gentleman who's just been was a bit of a surprise as to be voted in for mayor. It seems as though the vast majority
it surprised
of pushback,
the establishment.
But regardless of that, what seems to be the case, it seems to be where the most pushback is not so much that he's a Muslim. It seems to be more that he's
his support for Palestine.
Sees the means of production communist that has.
Well, he's not a communist. He's a socialist. And yeah, sees the means of production.
I'd say from our perspective. I'd say from our perspective in Canada, most of the like criticisms that we do see is, sorry,
he's brown and Muslim. Didn't you see?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say it's the support for Palestine.
Don't you remember 9/11, Ryan? Don't you remember 9/11?
Yes, Charlie Kirk. I fucking remember. Okay. All right.
Charlie Kirk had a fucking breakdown.
It's also the point that he kind of leans to the left, and he's also.
No, he doesn't lean to the left.
He doesn't lean to the left, Max.
He is.
But that's a good thing. That's what we want.
He's on the fucking line. He doesn't just lean a little bit to the left, Max. Come on, man.
The important part is it's one of those Muslims that they can't figure out, like Isa. So it makes them really mad that they can just put him in a box. I think that there's a lot of that going on too. But let's go back to the debate.
Oh, fuck you, man.
One
more thing.
Like,
one more thing, because you brought it up.
Wait,
20 seconds, I promise.
Let Max say
Leo,
his points.
we depicted these people as bloodthirsty, slaughtering other people, so we better get in there and
Well,
kill them all before they do that to us.
It's funny that they call him
we're better.
an Islamic extremist, while he's like probably one of the most
This is
socially
gonna go on
progressive
forever.
politicians
All
in
right.
the fucking country. Like, this is the thing with American conservatives that they don't understand, is that the Islamic extremists are also conservative and traditionalists. Like, they're on your side politically for the most part. They just do it with a different religion.
This is actual debate stuff. It's actually
so
complex,
fucking
not
strange.
like
Anyway,
flat Earth
yeah, that's
yeah.
It is sexy,
Like,
but yeah, Leo,
be,
we should chat on here. I guess when it's not an after show. It's getting late for me, but yeah, Max. Let's give Max back the reins here, guys. We shouldn't run roughshod on the poor fella.
Can I really quickly, just a lesson for the future for Iron Horse. This is how you fuck with a host and direct the conversation how you want to direct the conversation. You get as many other people on board as you possibly can, direct it away from the subject of conversation, and then you politely tell him to shut the fuck up. and then you give him back the reins.
Hope the host actually likes you, because if he doesn't, he'll just
way.
mute you like me.
Yes. Or, I mean, there's always the possibility of bribery. You can always bribe me to do whatever you want, and that will generally be accepted.
Max can be bribed.
I can, yes, absolutely.
I mean, not always money either. I mean, the last time I had to go to Uruguay to give him a reach around, the jet lag was a bitch.
Oh,
so,
give him a little fruit bowl too while you were at it.
Oh, wankers, that's so cute. Oh man, so I got a question for y'all. This whole thing about if you dig in the flat Earth, you get to like a gravity stasis or whatever he was saying. I couldn't follow along entirely. Like, it sounded like you guys had a moment of like agreement, but based on the way that they understand gravity or lack thereof, or this rising disk, whatever it is, because he didn't really define it. What was your thoughts? I guess I don't know where we should go.
I'm pretty sure that he just didn't understand the question and thought that he was supposed to describe what it was on a globe. I'm pretty sure that he just didn't understand what he was asked.
Right.
And so he said what the globe answer was.
Yeah. Icy Spin says, for $2 like this, Max. Yes. I mean, of course, the amount, the bribery, what you asked me to do, it all matches. But thank you so much. Exactly like that is how you bribe me. Yes, correct. I agree. That was one of the weird things that came up. But Iron Horse has so many gems, and I'm trying to think of which one is the one that I like the most, but I'm not being able to come up with exactly.
Who was trying to jump in there?
He covered perspective. He covered, his misunderstanding of celestial navigation, right? What else?
He hit didn't he say the dome was 17? That the dome starts at 17 miles?
Yes, he did say that.
Was it less than that? I thought it was like 10 or
12.
He said.
Like 12 miles.
So what do you mean?
Yeah, I thought he said 12.
What do you mean?
That's fine.
What do you mean the dome starts at? So how thick is this dome?
Massive. Yeah, and the thing
He's jealous that we're jerking it.
It has multiple layers.
You can measure it. You could measure it with radar if it was 17 miles. You would just get the ping back 17 miles. It would be.
Wait. They say there's multiple layers. That's why you can't detect all of them or some shit. I'm just trying to steel man what they say. They say there's multiple layers.
Right.
Too. Even though it doesn't make sense to me.
If it
I'm
was
just
a
saying
solid
that's
dome,
their reasoning.
If it was a solid dome, radar would come back from it. Mark W.
It's a magical substance where radar can't detect.
Mark W. for 2 pounds says, sending this to piss off Iron Horse. Thank you so much.
See, it's ogre thinking, Billy Bongs a lot. It comes in layers, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's like what Witsit does. This is exactly what Witsit does. He just that's like a smart ass, and then everybody's like, "Oh, this guy's so smart. He can come up with these lame excuses for everything."
White salad portions.
Well,
in Witsit's case.
17 miles.
You've had to deal with Witsit a lot, Ryan.
LRF, radar, just frankly the.
Well, what is he like after the show too? He's probably different after the debate. Like he seems like when I talk to him on Discord, he's a lot different than when he's actually debating.
Well, I mean, a lot of people have their debate personality versus their, in-person way of being. Like, Craig is a very different person off camera. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, Craig, but you're a bit of a character. But Witsit, is also. Yeah, I was gonna say, fight the flat Earth, but also he's a polite fella. He's not nearly as the way he appears on screen. You think, gee, I would, that'd be a pretty disagreeable, hard guy to get along with, but he's pretty decent off screen. But
Craig's debate persona is one of the things that frustrates me the most, because when I watch him in debates, like when he was the debate that he had with Apollos.
You're waffling. Sorry, I'm just being Craig. Go ahead, John. Sorry.
But that really no, it's fine. I get it. That really fucking frustrated me, because this should have been a really good quality debate or a discussion, and Craig was just he was treating Apollos like he was a flat earther. I'm like, just can we? You're not, and even if you think that he's wrong in the same way that flat earthers are wrong. There are a huge amount of people that have a huge amount of self-worth invested in the religious question that is up for debate in a way that the flat earth isn't up for debate. So you're going to catch more flies with honey than you are by being like this persona that he is on screen. And obviously, and then when he had the debate against Andrew Wilson, and it was the secular humanism debate, and he turned up with this attitude, and Andrew Wilson rhetorically just wiped the floor with him, and it made him look like a fucking idiot. And the fact that, as far as I'm concerned, secular humanism is a better system.
Yes.
And I was rooting for him, but it wasn't so much what he was saying that fucked him up. It was because Andrew Wilson, when he goes anywhere, when he debates, he brings with him an entourage, and you can see him doing it. Like, he brings these.
Well, I was gonna say,
he says a lot of really stupid shit, but he's very rhetorically skilled. Ryan, I wanted to say something to you, if I may.
Well, I was gonna say on Andrew Wilson, because I mean we were both there with them, is that for a guy that really doesn't like identity politics, he can't debate until he has some classification that he can identify you in and say, well, now I can call you a degenerate because you're part of this identified group that I see. Sorry, Leo, go ahead.
No, that's fine. Because we were talking about Witsit and how Ryan has moderated a lot of Witsit debates, and he has. Ryan, do you remember? Max has the clip. The when Austin debated Daryl, and Daryl asked him to do an integral, and then he's like, Ryan, are you gonna moderate this debate, Ryan?
No, it was Ryan. Are you even moderating this, bro? Like,
you remember that, Ryan?
He's putting out a bad fake. He's playing clips of me out of context.
Please remind me. See, a lot of this stuff just goes in the back of my mind because I'm like, money.
You'll probably remember.
I'll see it and I'll be like, oh shit. The one that I remember more vividly was the one with Nathan Thompson, because that was the first time I ever like swore at somebody on screen. Was I told him I think that he was fucking pissing me off or something like that.
And that's what he wants, right? Whenever he got that, he fills for a second, right? He takes a breath. He's like, okay, all right. He's like, he just like literally wants to poke you until you say something.
Well, he finally stopped after that, because it was like the whole live chat was like, oh, if you made Ryan mad, then you probably fucked up. But I'm actually very easily like angered, just not on screen.
This is another of the ways that you can bribe me. Leo knows that if this clip gets brought up, I will play it.
Integrate this.
Oh,
Ryan.
God!
You could pass the test and not have to write the answers down. So why don't you tell me, how would you integrate this? What would be the proper way to integrate this?
No, dude, Ryan, why are you not?
No.
All the guy is doing is intentionally avoiding every single aspect of the actual debate and the subject. Every point that I've made,
did he just project all of his issues onto me?
Out of context, has tried to do anything but actually have a debate, and now he's like, "Hey, can you tell me how to do a math?"
That's brilliant,
Ryan.
Are you even
the The best bit about that clip is, Ryan, where you said, I mean, in fairness, you could just say no.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
It's very obnoxious.
He can't write AX plus C because if he got A as an acceleration, that's just a number. To integrate, you just put in, it would just be AX plus C. Like, if for someone who has an 160 IQ and can destroy Neil deGrasse Tyson, I'd expect better.
Hey, I want to say, in his defense, at least he didn't call me James.
Austin Winsett does.
Well, I mean, he's been on you with you before. He should know better. CK for 199 says, "Don't be a wanker, Iron Horse. Join the panel, bro." Yeah, humbly, because it wasn't a mute. I muted you to get you to understand that you can't yell at me to shut up here. And I told you, unmute yourself, and then you just like boomers, like, oh.
The thing is, Iron Horse, I have seen you do the same thing on TikTok over and over again. It's the same thing you guys do
on TikTok. Well,
we call it a double
standard.
standard.
Problem there. Ryan, quickly as well, what you said a second ago with, obviously I didn't realize this about Andrew Wilson, but he wants to put people, he needs to be able to categorize a person. I can tell you now, I know why he needs to do that. The reason that he needs to do that is because his form of argumentation is, he always argues his position syllogistically. So he has proposition, conclusion, and there might be multiple propositions.
Well, and then there's the scapegoat of the people that you're supposedly representing, whether you intend to or not.
Yes.
And they're awful people, and because of your actions, you're enabling them. That makes you awful, degenerate person.
I think his style is a lot like that Jake the Rattlesnake guy. That that Jake the Rattlesnake guy, how he tries to do the exact same thing Andrew Wilson does, and then he also
it's like watching Ben Shapiro and
time.
I was gonna say it's like watching Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens. It's like they debate the same way. It's really like jarring watching them side by side because it's like, wow, Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro.
The thing is,
are you the same person?
Andrew Wilson is a sophist, by the way. Just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying, John?
You mean a sophist?
Yes.
Did you say?
Yeah, he's a sophist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sophisticated. So the problem with Wilson is because he takes his opponent's argument and he condenses it into a syllogistic argument, and then he attacks the syllogism. The problem is humans don't work like that. Now, taking somebody's argument and condensing it into a syllogistic form is helpful in order to try and detect bullshit. But humans don't. Our brains don't naturally work syllogistically, and we are by nature contradictory. We have a certain amount of dysphoria, or we have a certain amount of internal
but
grinding
the things he sneaks in there is saddling you with those ideas that you may not actually hold, and then getting you to fight with those ideas, rather than actually getting to any root argument, right?
So like the conversation,
does the same thing.
Yeah, but because Jim Bob learned his shtick from Andrew Wilson. He's an Andrew Wilson.
Yeah.
Really
quick, Ryan, since you brought
but
that up. Hello?
Hello? Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you're good there.
Did you notice at DebateCon 4 that God, what the fuck was his name? The British guy that I debated. I can't think of it's blanking on me right now.
Chud Logic.
Yeah, Chud Logic. Did you notice that he tried to do that same thing? He kept bringing up Hassan and Hassan being a representative of the left, and I called him on it. I said, "You're not going to do this. You're not going to bring up Hassan, claim he's a representative of the left, and say everything that he said, and that I'm somehow supposed to have to agree with what
But
he
Leo,
said,
are you saying he's not a representative of the left?
Yeah, and
do you
then,
think that no people on the left
do you
follows
think Ben
him?
Shapiro or Charlie Kirk are a representative of the right? And I'm like, no, I think they're right-wingers, but I don't think they're representative of the right. I don't, that's not the way I look at things. So Andrew Wilson, yeah, he tries to do the same thing. Pigeonhole you into defending a claim that you're not even really making.
Well, when somebody is representative of a group of people, typically you're referring to like a sample set of data. So you might go to, say, for example, people who are self-identified as right-wing, and you might ask them a question about abortion or separation of church and state and whatever the case may be. And you might get like a 60% correlation, like 60% of them will say that, abortion's wrong, and 50% of them say that we should have separation of church and state and whatever. And then you can draw correlates from that sample size to the quote-unquote right-wing position. And then you can go and find somebody who represents their position. But that doesn't mean that every thought that the person who represents the right-wing position has can be laid on every single person who took part in the initial study. They're not the same person. They don't have the same moral compass. That in the same way as, I mean, Leo and I
was gonna say, just to clean it up real quick, it's like there are leftists that support Israel, and there's leftists that support Palestine, and there's people that kind of are in between that, and they consider themselves leftists, and other people might not. But that's where we get into kind of like that gatekeeping discussion that we.
There's people that differ on the issue of Israel,
your mic's
Palestine.
way far away there, Leo. Sorry.
The issue of sorry, I thought you were talking to me. The issue of Israel-Palestine, Andrew Wilson and Apostate Prophet both are Orthodox Christians, and both think the exact opposite. So it doesn't even work, like even for the people who claim to have objective morality. But I wanted to go back to the debate, and no one wants to talk about the debate.
Listening
it's
to you,
okay.
Nobody's
bring up who has a good point. I brought up the gas and mask one. Does anyone else have? That was
I just have a really, really quick question, Max.
No.
What do you?
All right, Leo.
Andrew Wilson, I'm pretty sure supports Israel.
No, he No, the debate was should Christians be Zionists?
and
it was Andrew Wilson.
Yeah, but that's different than which side you support.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure both Andrew Wilson and Apostate Prophet,
as far as I know,
idiot genocide apologists.
I was gonna say, as far as I know, Andrew has, sometimes, like I say, his character is just trying to be inflammatory, like the way he talks about his wife and stuff like that. Where when you obviously meet them, it's like, okay, he obviously has a great deal of respect for his wife, but the way he talks about her is just like this inflammatory, like this trigger the leftists type, mentality type of way.
Sandwich, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like,
oh, he's back.
Iron Horse is back. So I'm probably gonna dead out actually, because I've got to go and have some munch. But
yeah, right. Thank you, Ryan. Take care.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna fire up the charcoal barbecue. Like the neighbors gonna wonder what's going on at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Barbecue at 1 o'clock.
Like, Nice. Oh yeah, no, I need
strong munchies. It's like, dude, I'm gonna fire up the.
What are you barbecuing?
Is it?
I was gonna say my brain tonight with this 92% live resin, but yeah, I'm gonna actually have real barbecue.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Oh my.
Is it a Komodo? Please tell me it's a Komodo.
Sorry, what did you say?
It's a Komodo.
I was talking about resin.
It's one of the big ceramic eggs.
Oh no, I'm talking. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no. Anybody else here from Canada? I see Icy Spin is quite onto it. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, no, you guys know what it's all about then. Yeah, I got one of these live resin carts, and it's like a.
Oh, you fucking Canucks.
Yeah, I seen you hitting it.
Yeah.
From the Great White North, up above the states.
Do we
the big landmass that the rest of the world hates, but we're like above that, fucking north, I guess. Just a big batch of trees, and we're all bored to death.
Wait.
That guy's pretty funny.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Guys, Iron Horse is here. We gotta.
Hold on.
We're gonna.
Iron Horse.
Good night, everybody. Goodbye.
Good night.
Later, dude.
Bye.
Yeah, later, Ryan.
See you, Ryan.
Is this true?
Nice to see you, mate.
Is this true that
it's
you were
what,
avoiding I Killed Earl on the stage? That
what?
You joined
What?
when she left? Are you afraid of I Killed Earl?
I don't. I'm not afraid of you killing any arrows. What are you talking about?
Oh my God! Can you please keep up with what's happening right here?
Iron Horse. Sorry, do you want to say something, Max, or can I ask Iron a question?
You drink a beer or wine?
Yeah, go ahead. This is.
No, I'm Iron Horse.
Let somebody else talk, because Max, you never make sense, mate. You always
Iron Horse. Are you drinking beer? Are you drinking beer or wine?
Yeah,
I'm drinking plenty of beer. Yeah, plenty of beer.
Oh,
You-
that's
No
it
worries.
looks like
Oh, nice.
wine, but
Anyway,
it's I guess a different
It's
bottle.
a long neck, isn't it? Yeah, that's a long
Yeah.
neck.
long
You've
neck
been running
bottle.
away from debating me for
It's a
how
long neck.
Nice.
Like, dude, like seriously.
Max,
come on.
Max, you've been running from me since you've been born, you little pussy. You remind me of every kitten that's ever run away. Oh, Maxie runs away. Yeah. Up you go, Maxie.
Iron Horse, I've told Matthew Hakeim this, but I could OD on heroin, be foaming at the mouth, and still debate you and win, dude. You're not on my level. Sorry, you're not on anyone's
Did
level.
you say you're on
lose every
heroin?
debate.
Holy shit.
Keep up.
It's exactly what I expected. You're a crazy, maniacal person.
Oh my
I
God.
prefer to talk to just normal
Thank you for that
kittens
clip.
that
Thank you
exist
for
in
the
the wild.
clip. Thank you for the clip. That was lovely.
Run away.
That was lovely.
Okay, so
If this is an
somebody was
indication of how he
actually
was in
asking me a
school,
serious
no wonder he's
question.
a flat earther.
So,
Yes,
Maxie,
I
if
was,
you can shut up.
Yeah, sorry, Specs. Go.
Based
yeah,
on
sorry,
the affect in Iron Horse's
can you
speech, I think there's turpentine in that bottle, not beer.
Wait, let Specs go.
Wait, let Specs go, yeah.
Maxie, mute. Just shut up. Let these people ask me some serious questions.
I'm trying to, but you're cutting me off.
Yeah, you're the only one talking here, buddy. Like, what the fuck,
I
man?
guarantee you, none of us are going to ask you a serious question. We'll ask you questions, but they won't be serious.
I do want to know.
Right, yeah.
Iron Horse, can you please further expand on how you got the 14 to 17 mile measurement for the dome? I do want to hear about that.
Oh, yeah, sure. Not a problem. It's 12 to 14 miles high. And it's because when an aeroplane goes up in elevation, when it reaches what they call the edge of space, it will be about 65,000 miles. And that's about 12 to 14 miles high. And that's where the sky goes from blue to black.
Yeah, 65,000 miles high is about 12 to 14 miles high.
Feet.
I love math. Or is it math?
Sorry, guys,
That's what messed
Iron
up.
Horse, so you're saying that it goes 12 miles high, and then how do you know that that's a dome?
I'm not saying it's a dome. I'm just saying that
Yes,
that's
you did.
the
Yes, you
edge
did. That was the question.
of
Do
space
not
that
lie.
you guys believe in.
You lied.
The edge of
You
space
said that was the dome. Do not lie.
is
You're right.
12 to 14 miles high, and that is where it goes from blue to black. And from
were asked
above
about the
there,
dome.
then the atmosphere itself is dark.
Except that space is
How many
defined as
layers
being
are in
100
this dome,
kilometers
though?
high. 100. The atmosphere is said to, although it continues past this point to the exosphere, 100 kilometers is the atmosphere, and so no, not 12 or 14 miles. And we've
also,
I mean, okay, it
100
doesn't believe in
kilometers
satellites.
is probably about 100 kilometers would be what I would call the actual firmament. But
We
no,
call it the Carter line.
You're looking about 20 kilometers high is where it goes from blue to black.
Do you think there's multiple
just
layers
quickly,
or only one layer?
What's responsible for the color change, like from the blue to black? Are we still talking about like a perceived
The
color change?
atmospheric.
Or is this like? Are you under the opinion that this is like a literal ceiling that's painted black, or is there like some kind of translucent medium that we're looking through? Is this like a thermobaric layer, or what the fuck's going on here, according to you? Because I can explain that.
According to me, and what I've observed and seen is just the atmospheric gases. Okay, so the atmospheric gases stop at about the 12 to 14 miles high spot, and that's where they stop fluorescing.
How did you observe that?
High altitude balloon footage. I mean, this is the thing. This is the thing we've never had in all of human history. We've never had the high altitude balloon footage until about the year 2000, or maybe a couple of years beforehand. And that is where we've started to observe things we've never even seen before in our lives.
So
we're in an era of.
So did you just say we've not had balloon footage until the year 2000?
Yeah,
we did.
Pretty much, because if you had to put a
character I'd like to introduce you.
massive
He's called
thing
Phileas
of
fucking Fogg. Jesus. like balloon.
You had to put a massive
We've been
thing
able
of,
to travel.
yeah, your
up in-
video footage and put that onto a camera and take that up into that high altitude. It wouldn't work. But it's only
Einhorst, watch
worked.
this. Einhorst, watch this on the screen now.
You mean that the thing that
Right,
I'm
yeah.
showing you wouldn't work? You mean this thing right here that
It
I'm
looks
showing
flat.
you doesn't work?
It looks flat. Awesome.
It's
Awesome.
Are you
definite.
serious?
Ross,
Are you
what do you
for
think? What do you think is the reason the sky is blue?
The reason the sky is blue is because there's various different gaseous elements, and the dominant one is argon.
No,
And
it's
it
not.
fluoresces blue.
No, it's not.
It fluoresces
But
blue.
what?
But above
So the
that level,
Earth's
it
atmosphere
goes
plays
to
a
dark.
part in why the sky appears blue. What part does it play?
But there are
The
relatively
atmosphere is
gases
fluorescent.
Lord
As I
Rayleigh.
said.
I'm gonna
The chat. There's
Oh
your
my
hint.
God.
Have you ever noticed how, for example, the clouds will fluoresce orange underneath them after
They
sunset?
don't fluoresce. That's just glare. Don't be
Well,
ridiculous.
why is the sun shining underneath the clouds there? Ironworks.
It's
Explain that.
not sun. It's not sun.
Yes,
Yes,
It's
what
the
is it?
atmospheric glow
Wait.
of the neon reflecting
you said
off
neon.
the bottom
That
of
is
the cloud.
bullshit.
What neon?
He thinks
That
that
is pure.
the sky is red
That
because
is
of
pure
neon gas.
unadulterated bullshit.
You think
Neon.
clouds are neon?
It is 100%
He thinks
provable.
it's neon.
Prove
No,
it.
it's not.
Actually,
Prove it.
Neon emits light only when it's electrified. What's electrifying the neon in the atmosphere, you doofus?
You need like 2,000 volts as well to electrify. I might be
Yeah,
wrong
the
about that. I know you
electrifying
very, very
is
high
the
discharge.
Also,
I
the
don't know
electrifying
what
is the
this-
ionosifying of the natural gases. The natural gases are what ion.
Well, so
you
now
know,
there's natural gas.
It
in the
reacts.
That's new.
Einhorst, what you've just said around
Wonder why the whole
argon
atmosphere
and
doesn't just
the-
burn
look,
up when I put the
One
lighter.
second.
Argon's
Asumbek
one of the
kebab
one
for
of the
€2
noble gases. It
says Earth being flat won't. 1 second. Earth being flat
Yeah,
won't
but-
fix me being fat and ugly. I mean, it won't, even if it's a glow. You gotta you gotta do something.
Einhorst, you've just said that a part of the reason as to why the
You know
sky
what?
appears blue is because of the argon gas in the atmosphere. Firstly, the argon gas that we have in the atmosphere is like 0.000 fuck all percent. There's next to none of it.
No,
we
it's actually
also
0.1%.
have- we have
It's 0.1%. mate.
yeah.
Get it right.
Okay,
Get
so
it right
explain
if
this-
you're gonna
it-
if you're gonna
it-
make a if you're gonna make
explain this to
a
me,
statement,
Commander.
at least get it right.
We make double glazed units in the United Kingdom. These double glazed units we put in our windows because they're more energy efficient, and we fill the double glazed units with noble gases, specifically argon or boron. I'm
He
looking
doesn't know
out of
what
my
noble
window
gases
right
are.
now, and it's not all fucking tinted blue, genius. And that's
Yeah.
100% argon gas in the glazed units. I shouldn't be able to
John.
see through it, according to you. It should just be a flat blue screen. I'm
John,
looking at the
what-
sun rising out of my fucking window.
So tell me again why it should. Can you tell me
Because
why
you
it should?
just-
Because you
just
just
said
said
that
it
argon
should, you
makes things
fucking
blue.
idiot.
Oh my
No.
Jesus.
John, given that you work with
But you
canisters
just
of
said it's only
argon-
like 0.00001%.
No. In a double glazed window, as John said, apparently, which is what they use 100% argon. So this should, like it should be completely blue by your.
It should be
logic.
so fucking
use
blue
like a
that it's
fraction of a
singing.
percent.
I'm blue. Da-boo-doo,
In
da-boo-da.
fairness, it's mostly boron, which is another noble gas, but still, it's fucking ridiculous.
John, what weighs more, an empty or a full tank of gas?
Oh yes, this is what I was telling Einhorst to do. Go to Bunnings and weigh the tank before they fill it up, and then get them to fill it up and wait afterwards.
Obviously, Einhorst won't understand this, but a full tank of gas is always going to weigh more than an empty tank of gas. And get this, even gases that are lighter than air, when you put them in a compressed pressure vessel, are going to weigh more than the fucking surrounding air around them.
So how the fuck are lighter than air gases making a pressure gradient inside of a container when we're inside of a vacuum?
Because it's not the atomic density that you're compressing more of it into a confined space.
Yeah, it
You've got higher pressure.
Gases.
Does that make sense to you? Does that seriously make sense to you? That is the most
that's
insane
kind of
thing
how
I've ever
fluid
heard.
dynamics works, buddy.
Ross, yes,
That's the most insane thing I've ever heard.
We sell helium where I work. It comes in like 20-liter containers it's extremely compressed, and we fill up balloons as well.
Look, let's say we've got just the generic medium, which is air, that surrounds us. And air, let's for argument's
Fucking hell, you guys are just
wait.
like
No,
retarded.
I know. So are you gonna let me explain this or not? So let's say, for argument's sake, we've got air. That
Go for it.
surrounds us.
Go for it. Yeah, do your best.
And one cubic meter of air weighs 1 gram, right? Let's say that it doesn't. It's way less than
1 cubic
that.
meter of air weighs a gram. Okay, let's go. For
yeah,
very
let's
simple
just,
numbers.
for the sake of argument, say that it does. We're gonna do it for the maths, right? And 1 cubic
okay,
meter
we'll give you that.
helium
We'll give you
weighs
that.
half a gram. Hang on. Yeah. And 1 cubic
What
meter
did it weigh
helium,
half?
which is
Why wouldn't it weigh like a 15 or 15?
Oh,
well, okay, fine. A 15.
Holy shit!
I'm just doing this for the sake. Like I'm trying to explain the principle. I'm not telling you what actually is. I'm trying to explain the principle here and how you can get a lighter than air gas, something that weighs less than the surrounding air, and compress it, and it will weigh more. So we've got 1 cubic meter of air, which weighs 1 gram, and 1 cubic meter of helium, which weighs half a gram. If I compress 4 cubic meters of helium into 1 meter, it now weighs 8 times more than the surrounding air. Correct?
You're the one telling the story.
This is basic math. I just asked you, correct? Question mark?
It's impossible.
That's why I said no.
Yes? No? Maybe?
Oh, I know the answer. Photosynthesis.
No bullshit.
Shall I go get my
John.
Shall I go get my 9-year-old out of bed to explain it to you? Like, I mean,
John,
for fuck's sake.
it's like
Get your 9-year-old out of here. Yeah.
It's like when your professor is giving you a quiz and you read one of the
He's not a big
questions. You
genius.
walk up to your professor and you go, "Man, you're the one giving me the quiz. You tell me."
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's how everything works.
You're dead straight because this is the one. This is the case. You're the guys telling me that this is how it is, and so then the burden of proof is on you. So yeah, if that was the professor telling me that shit, I would say, yeah, you're a professor. Go out and prove this shit to me. Don't just tell it to me.
Prove the
Don't just say it.
firmament.
Ross, when's the last time you took a standardized test? Have you ever taken a standardized test? Do they do that in Australia?
A couple of years ago.
Did you get
A couple of years ago, yeah.
Yeah, we did his school certificate. I think that's what they called it back then. I don't know if he did it or not.
You don't want to know the level of my IQ.
Are you with it level?
I level at 140.
85?
148.
Let me guess. Let me guess. 3.
Oh my
It's
god.
3, isn't it? 5?
I am mental
5.
level, and you guys are just
7.
absolute fucking retards, just sitting there in your little fucking circle jerk.
You have
Probably 85,
a weird obsession with like men jacking each other off, and it's kind of starting to bum me out.
Yeah, Ross, did you get this IQ test at the same place Austin Whitsitt did? Because
Oh wait, how are you compared to Whitsitt's 160 IQ? Are you higher?
Thank
are
you,
you
what?
lower? Whitsitt has
My
Thank you, what?
160, but I can't do integrals.
Listen to
I'm
me.
sorry,
Focus
I
for
wasn't
1
listening
second.
to you. I went for a walk.
Focus. Witted
I'm
has
focusing.
160 IQ. Do you have more or less?
So somebody's going to clip that.
No, I
I'm
don't
taking the under.
Has that.
Let him say
I
it. Come
seriously
on.
don't believe Whitford has that level of IQ.
Neither
What
do
do you
we.
think it
That's
is?
the
Don't
joke.
even do it.
I'm only 148. You know, like that's only like mental level. I don't
Subtract
think
about
Whitford
88
has that.
points off of that, and I'll believe you.
I'm only mental.
Don't be modest. Don't be modest. You're more like 150-ish. If I had to, I mean, I'm just going out on a limb here. I'd say 150 to 160.
I'm thinking 210.
Look, if somebody wants to try and disprove me, that's fine. Yeah, I'm good with that.
I just spent like
I'm
3
here all day
hours
long.
doing that.
I mean,
Yeah, well, considering
I'm here all day
set
long.
up a problem for you and then like effectively asked you how you'd go about solving, like what is the answer to this problem, and you were just like, you tell me. I feel like that says a lot about your reasoning capabilities, if I'm being completely honest.
Also,
what problem?
whilst we're comparing brain pans, Iron Horse, I took part in a study when I was 22 years old at university. I'm 41 today, and there's been a lot of drinking that's occurred since then. So it's certainly not going to be that now. But I did 5 IQ tests, and my aggregate score was 128. I still don't believe it to this day because, frankly, I don't feel like it should be 128. I feel like I'm in like lower than that. But if your IQ is 148, I will eat my fucking desk. No ketchup, no salt, no seasoning, nothing.
I will eat my cat. Put it that way.
I think it's 85.
Wait, Iron Horse, do you
Um,
even know what IQ measures? Like, what is that measuring?
I would give you some salt. You know.
What?
It's just proving the fact that
Jesus.
I don't know. I can discern shit.
Oh yeah, John really hates that when people misuse proof. I know that really gets on John's nerves.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The guy claiming.
I mean, not a good idea to do this while I'm urinating.
I'm amazed Iron Horse is like. I'm a drinker. I'm amazed Iron Horse is conscious right now.
All right.
And in answer to David's in the chat, no, I don't think it's possible to have a negative IQ because even when you're dead, the bacteria that consumes you at least has like self-preservation.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, I mean, you at least get a few tenths there. All right. So we'll wrap it up for tonight because I have a meeting at 10 a.m. that I need to get up for.
You have to go to work
and be fresh. So we did a poll, and Iron Horse IQ less than 25, more than 25, between 25 and 50, and between 50 and 100.
Volume turned up. Now I can hear. I didn't know what was going on.
Please, drum roll, please. We're going to click end the poll, and the result will be less than 25 with 34%. Congratulations. Bravo.
Couldn't have predicted that.
Good job, Ross. Good job, buddy.
Before we end it, I just wanted to say I heard somebody say something about eating their cat. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, no, I would never.
Hold up. I'm all for eating pussy. All right, like I'm somewhat of a connoisseur myself, but don't
My
do
missus
that. Don't
loves
take
that
it that
too.
far.
Yeah.
That's how confident I am in my claim.
Oh, look at this. I got a kitty.
My fat ass cat is asleep upstairs. All 3 of my fat ass cats.
He's not attacking me. That's cute. All right, let's do final
What the hell are
thoughts.
you eating, Leo? Are you eating a stick of celery?
No, it's a Freezy Pop.
Well, an ice pop.
Yeah, dude, I can't put these fucking things down. They're cold and they're sweet and it's fruity and it's.
Oh my God! They used to sell that in my primary school. That is like poison.
Oh yeah, same.
So Leo, since Iron Horse is here, I'm going to ask this question before he does. Is it grape or melon flavor?
This, I think. Hold on, just give me 1 second.
Watermelon.
It's going to be go
Yeah,
fuck
it has to be
yourself.
watermelon.
Flavor,
It looks
isn't
like
Yeah.
watermelon color. Yeah.
That's
That's
what
what I'm
Pink.
thinking. Yeah.
Watermelon.
It's definitely not anything else. Yeah, it's probably watermelon.
You know how I slice my watermelon there, massa.
Dan from Unfornicated says your cat is diabolical and sociopath. He should be orange, not white. I had an orange cat that he was a ball of love. So, yeah, it's a tricky
Yeah, I had-
one. All right,
A
let's
ball
start with
of love.
Ammon. Do
Bullshit.
some final thoughts, and we'll be on our way. Because I have to work tomorrow. Thank you for dropping by, Ammon. You did awesome in the debate. Final thoughts, and we'll go on.
Before we go on to final thoughts, remember everybody on the panel that we need to do the thing that we normally do with Max, which is to start tangential conversations and drag this thing out as long as is humanly possible.
No,
Max, can I?
We're at the 2-hour mark, Cannon.
No, Max has stuff to do tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to go to work soon as well. So can I go after Ammon? Because I have to get ready for work.
Yes.
So I need to go first. Then I
Yes,
have to get
of
ready for
course.
work.
So,
all right. So Ammon, go.
This was one of the funnest debates that I've gotten to participate in on modern day debates. The first two that I did, they didn't really bring any evidence, so it was just kind of really boring. And I debated Angel of Light like the most previous one, and when they turned off the stream, he starts cussing me out like super. I wish that I had it recorded because it was. He flipped out over it. And like, if you go back and watch it, Ryan actually restarts the stream and comes back and we are talking. Yeah. And that's because Angel had just cussed me out. But this is one of the funnest ones. Iron Horse didn't bring anything, so it's not like it proved anything. It was just fun to have someone that actually like had a conversation. But still zero proof of flat Earth.
All right, thank you so much. Specs has to go to work.
Yeah.
So final thoughts.
Congratulations, Anon, for absolutely smashing him. The debate was entertaining. I enjoyed this debate. You did a good job, absolutely demolishing him. And yeah, I think I enjoyed, in terms of entertainment value, this is one of my favorites. Thank you, Max, for having me on again. I'm surprised you still let me on. And thanks for good night, everyone. Have a good one.
Take care. Thank you so much. Why are you surprised? We're cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, why was he surprised? There's nothing objectionable about Specs.
Yeah, no way.
Lovely guy.
All right, let's do the. I'll close my eyes and I'll do the. Who's there? No one. Damn it, tell Leo.
No one.
Final thoughts, Leo.
What?
What? Where am I? Who are you?
So, John, I did have a quick question before I get into that. Do you mind?
Damn you.
No, of course. Go for it. Thank you for engaging
I joke,
with my
I
let's
joke.
drag this out as long as it's humanly possible.
Fuck. Yeah, I think Ammon did pretty well in that debate. I think he was really capable of cutting through Iron Horse's bullshit. Not that that's the most difficult thing to do, but Iron Horse did what he normally does with his whole "you're just dumb and stupid and don't understand this" and all, like just kind of just gibberating and saying nothing of substance. And that's what makes it difficult to debate guys like him. Is that it's really hard when somebody doesn't fucking say anything because they're just like, yeah, well, you're just a big dummy. You don't get it. And it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to respond to there? So yeah, I'll leave it there. Don't do drugs, kids. You'll end up like me.
John.
Yeah. I for the life of me can't figure out Iron Horse. He's a complete and total anomaly. It's so bizarre. I mean, obviously takes this topic with a degree of seriousness, and frankly, I just struggle to, because it's not like this is actually something that is in question. It's not like this is a debate that we're actually having. We're just entertaining. I mean, frankly, this has gone beyond sort of entertaining allowing imbeciles to come on a platform to vocalize their absolute nutbag opinions about the shape of a planet that we've known the shape of and been able to measure for thousands of years. We accurately measured the circumference of the planet 2,800 years ago with 2 holes in the ground and fucking sticks, and we are still apparently having this discussion whilst we have satellites floating overhead. We've launched objects into rockets into space. For $100 you can get high-speed internet streamed to your house via Starlink, and we're still having this fucking discussion. It's actually gone beyond the point of entertaining idiots. I think we are now actually just abusing mentally retarded people for our own personal entertainment. I think we might actually.
Is it abuse if it's voluntary?
But it can't be voluntary because I don't think they have the intellectual.
They come to the debates. They show up.
Yes, but but if a 9-year-old shows up to a boudoir, they're not legally allowed to consent, are they? This is how I view Iron Horse.
Yeah, but these
I
aren't
don't
children,
think he has
are
the
they?
intellectual. But I think he has the intellectual capacity of a child. That's my point. I think he's being abused because he doesn't have the mental capacity to consent. I think at this point we might actually be abusing mentally ill people for our own personal entertainment. The fact that I'm seriously entertaining this as a question just goes to show how fucking idiotic the arguments that they bring are. I mean, honestly, I've got Earth's atmosphere weighs 1 gram per cubic meter, for argument's sake. Helium weighs 0.5 gram per cubic meter. If I squeeze 8 cubic meters into 1 cubic meter, how much heavier is the helium than Earth's atmosphere? Beard. It's fucking ridiculous. I can't. If this is the state that we've got to, if these people are even close to representative of a small fraction of our population, frankly, as a species, we don't deserve to survive because we've fucking failed.
Well, fuck you. I want to survive.
Well, I know I want to survive too. My 9-year-old knows more than fucking Iron Horse.
I think a lot of them are just trolling, though. To be fair, I don't think a lot of them actually are serious because now it gets to the point where they have to unless a lot of them that are publicly, at least, there's ones that aren't public that might actually be serious though, because they're actually, they're even scared to tell people because they take it that seriously.
Yeah.
But
so there are those
the ones that are more public might actually be the trolls though. Yeah.
So those which are poing because they've got a following on a channel and it might generate a bit of revenue, or even if it's just for personal entertainment and they like turning up and people hanging on what they say, it's sort of like a narcissistic quality that they have. Obviously they exist, but I don't think this flat earth community, for want of a better word, can be solely explained by pose and narcissists. There are obviously a significant portion of people that watch this content that actually believe it. They think they somehow have inside information because frankly it's just easier. They think that
that makes sense though. Yeah, it is easier. Yeah. When also they use God too, a lot of them, to explain the things that the firmament and stuff like that. They use the Bible and God excuse to as their evidence because it's unfalsifiable. Then if they use God, it becomes unfalsifiable.
Because God, like magic, he can do anything. It pains me deeply as a person who does have a sympathy with some of the religious positions. Watching it be sort of the notion that the likes of Iron Horse who talk about the firmament. Okay, explain the firmament to me. It's 10 to 12 miles. I mean, firstly, 10 to 12 miles is a fucking whopping error bar. I mean, that's huge. That's not like a little bit of like plus minus. That's a massive.
They also think
amount
the
of
sun
plus
is 5,000 to 3,000 miles away. They can't even make up their mind about that. It's like pretty big difference. 5,000 to 3,000.
Yeah, and
that's pretty shitty accuracy right there.
If the sun also isn't an object, you need to explain to me how it's emitting light. How is it affecting the EM spectrum? Because light is an electromagnetic wave. There needs to be...
Well, now there's some trying to claim that the Earth isn't even an object too. It's some like
oh my god,
something else than an object somehow. I don't know.
It's a realm.
Yeah.
But let's
yeah.
put up.
Well, I mean, there's
John.
Yeah, this is a scathing indictment.
We got 5 more minutes. Keep going.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm going to filibuster the bitch out of this. So this is no, I'm just kidding, Max. Honestly, I know you've got shit to do. So
yeah,
this is ultimately this is a scathing indictment of our, and when I say our, I mean the West's sort of like system of education. It shouldn't be difficult if we have equipped our children and young adults with the appropriate tool set for this to not be a problem. But apparently it is, and it's still going on. And I wish, like with Ryan, I wish like his attitude was, I wish there wasn't money to be made in this bullshit. I wish we were having like discussions about what the fuck's going on in Israel and Iran and Lebanon and like more socio-political discussions. They're much more pertinent to us progressing and our survival as a species. I wish we were having discussions about the intersection between like liberal and conservative values and like how tolerant should we be as a society? Like, can you be too tolerant? Like, let's have a discussion about cultural relativism or something. This utter bullshit about the shape of the planet, like whether it is or isn't a sphere, when a sphere is the most natural shape that is presented to us by our universe almost unilaterally, I find just baffling. It's totally baffling.
Wait. There is one thing that gets them their jollies, because they use it as like, okay, if you measure over a short distance, you can pretty much measure stuff as flat. That's what they use as their. But if you measure long distance, you're going to have to use spherical geometry. So that's what they use as their advantage, though, because they go that if you're measuring something at short distance, you can virtually say it's flat, and then they say that's why they say that you measure the Earth flat over. But they don't mention the part about short distance, and they try and waffle about and like avoid that.
Yeah.
But that's when you know that they're just trolling too, probably, when they say that kind of stuff.
Well, I'd like to just say hello.
This is just
and what's up, Bark? Yeah.
Coming in
hi,
sort of late. Hello.
No, by all means.
I think that I really would like to comment on what John's got to say as well, because I think, you've got a really good few points there.
As long as it's final thoughts and we can be on our way.
Oh, it's final thoughts? Yeah, I couldn't stay long anyway. But I don't want to interrupt John. John, if you're still going, go for it, mate.
Mark, just ignore Max. He's inconsequential. You carry on. Go on, Mark.
Okay. All right, fine. Look, I think you're absolutely right. I think that the reasons why is varied, though, and a lot of it, like, to me, at least in my opinion, and this is only from what I see, because of course I don't know how people think, but to me it seems like they have this powerlessness. They don't have any sort of impact on the world, but when they get in these circles, they're suddenly very important people with a lot of knowledge, and people are saying, hey, you're the best. We have this secret knowledge that empowers us. So I think it's a lot of different reasons. I mean, people like Austin, I think he's just scamming people. I think he really I saw a video of his, and I commented on it the other week, that was sort of, I run a segment called Fundamentalist Fails, and Austin was talking about how the globe model has no specificity. And I could not believe he would actually have the gall to sit there and say that the standard physics model has no specificity, when he won't even sort of talk about how far away the sun is. He'll say, we don't know, we don't know this, we don't know that. What's beyond the ice wall? We don't know. Like, he really, for him to sit down and say, hey, your model has no specificity is just, it's so bad. But I think that when you sort of say, hey, why don't we do these other panels? The problem there, John, is no one watches them. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Everybody watches the flat earth where, it's some random flat earth guy who's so sure because, he once went outside, took a thermometer there. That's what they will watch. And so, I totally get where you're coming from. It'd be nice to have debates about, political systems and or everything that you're talking about. I mean, I've wanted to do things like the gun debate for ages, and nobody does them because nobody watches them. Death penalty I've wanted to do. Nobody does them because nobody watches them.
Drug
it's wild.
legalization I wanted to do, and James didn't go for it. Drug legalization I wanted to do.
I think
And
for these
James-
flat Earth debates, it should be more specified to maybe to so they
like
don't
a specific piece of evidence.
like
specifically
does gas
about
have mass?
gravity or specifically about
Does gas have mass or something? And then Ross will try and walk
Also,
over.
Mark, I'm looking forward to your debate with Alex. What is it, Saturday? Well, for me,
yes, Saturday night Eastern time. Yep.
Well,
So I know the title's
and
a bit, it's up in the air, but whatever. I don't really mind. I've debated Wi-Fi Gospel before. That's Alex from, I think he's associated with, I think it's Joel Seton case, who he's unimpressed me. I've been unimpressed with him.
Yeah, I'm unimpressed with his arguments, but he's a nice guy. I mean,
yeah.
That's the thing I like that I appreciate about Joel and Alex is that you see what I'm doing, John. Is that they're wrong and they're not impressive with what they say, but they're nice. You can talk to them.
Yeah, fairly nice, relatively nice. Yeah. I mean, they can be a little bit condescending, but
Wi-Fi Gospel was the guy that on a did Jesus fulfill biblical prophecy debate didn't talk about prophecy once. It's that guy, right?
Yep.
That's so exciting. All right.
Well, I've already debated him before on morality.
I don't
sorry, Max. Super quick with what Leo just said.
That was
This isn't me filibustering. I swear it is. So what Leo just said was that you need to be like, or I think it might have been Mark actually, or it could have been Billy, where you need to be like really specific with the debate topic, like make it about like, does gas have density or gravity or whatever the case may be. I don't think MDD would go for it. The reason being is that when you pin it down to something so specific, a simple question will fucking unhinge them. And then they just sit there in silence because they can't answer it. Like we've just seen with like drunk Gandalf here.
You rage quit when you asked about the gas mass.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's end of debate. And if the debate doesn't go on for 2.5, 3 hours, you can't get your super chats, and then you can't get your audience your hours up, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And like I said, Mark, this, as far as I'm concerned, is a scathing indictment of humanity, because what we are our revealed preference is for this bullshit, as opposed to something that will actually have an impact on humanity, progress, prosperity. It just, like, I'm not a nihilist, but I might be talking myself into it.
All right,
Do you know
stop.
what I mean?
No, we're not.
One thing about what John said for nihilism. No, I'm just kidding.
I hate you.
No, go with it. Go with it, Spin. Go with it.
No.
I'm a nihilist, though.
All right. Let's do IT Spin, Monkey Cat Pat. We'll give Mark Reed a final thought.
You can skip me because I don't have everything
sorry.
to say. No, I don't. I'm gonna let it roll. I'll say now that I'll hand it off to Mark. And gas has mass, Iron Horse. You learned that today, and you can't waffle. Not like you had to rage quit, and you came back, and it's okay though. Now you learned something, at least one thing maybe, but he's probably gonna forget it and use it as an argument again. All right. Now I'm done.
Also, Iron Horse is probably the worst flat Earth debater that they have. Like, he is the very worst, and he is an awful human being.
Matthew Hakeim is pretty bad too. Yeah.
Matthew
well, I mean, in terms of
Calling it bad.
likability,
Kyle
I'm
Adams.
also an awful person that has said the most outrageous stuff to me as well. He got banned from the Modern Day Debate server. He says it's my fault, but really it's the stuff that he posted on there was outrageously bad. And, you know, he's got a tendency, unfortunately, to a sort of, you know, binge on alcohol and then say some absolutely awful things. And I don't know what he brings to any debate. He is an awful debater, an awful human being. I just don't know. You know, I don't think even the flat earthers are fans of him. Like, I've never met someone that's gone, oh yeah, Iron Horse. Like, I've met people that have said, oh, Whitsit, he's amazing. I've never met anybody that thinks that, you know, flat earth Aussie Gandalf is actually a, you know, in any way helps any debate.
Yeah,
you know.
even he's not the best flat. Like, nobody likes him in the flat earth as much as other people. Yeah, like even Fakatsoid or whatever his name is now,
Yeah.
Crayola something. He's even a Sovereign Soul. There's a lot of people that are like more popular than him. Yeah, that are like, he could be popular, but he's not, because his
Max, why
idea.
don't
A
you
lot
go
of
ahead
his
and call in for work?
I don't know. I
shouldn't
don't think he
re-
has
yeah.
talent to be that popular.
Yeah,
Oh no, I didn't want to spoil that myself.
The
Yeah,
sun
just-
is
just
I'm gonna
not an
mute
object.
up now.
No, wait.
Don't
We'll
work
show
right
it
now,
at
Max.
the end.
Tell him you're gonna be late. 10
All
o'clock's
right.
too early. How about 12?
No,
Mark, guess what? Guess what, Mark?
What?
The sun is not object.
No,
The
don't
sun is
spoil
not.
it.
The sun
Right,
is
John,
not
are you
object.
Okay, now that you spoiled it, I'll show it.
I like to objectify the sun.
This was a
That's not
comment
object.
from the.
Oh, now I'm here.
This was a comment from the debate. The sun is not object. So
Well, then
yeah,
what is it?
I
It
just
sounds like a Java exception, to be honest with you. You know, like you're trying to do
Yeah.
some coding and it says the sun is not object.
yes. I just wanted
it's
to
like machine
remind
language or
people
something, isn't it?
that yes, of this very important message that the sun is not object. So all right,
So,
Monkey
Mark,
Cat
do
Bad
you think it's?
And
do
then
you
I
think?
see spin, sorry.
Sorry, just quickly, Mark. Do you think it's possible that you could have something that could affect the EM without it being an actual physical object?
No, I don't.
Because I don't.
see how.
I don't see how either. Like, physically, it's ridiculous to think that it would. You need something.
Wait, he
to
thinks the
affect.
sun is a god then? If it's not an object, it's a god then.
All right.
guess.
Either God or Satan.
Monkey Cat Pat,
Well-
the final thoughts.
Yeah. I didn't watch the debate. I came late to the after show, but I've listened to Iron Horse long enough I can just assume what he said, and it's just I'm assuming he, probably mentioned stuff about gravity, mentioned stuff about space needing a container, all this stuff, and he just probably made a fool of himself for a while. Like I said, I didn't watch it, but as far as I could assume, that is what he said. And like I said, I think Mark said something. Nobody mentions Iron Horse. They're like, Ironworks or Iron Horse said this. Nobody says that. Like, nobody's like, oh yeah, I listened to Iron Horse's video the other day and it was miraculous. No, nobody says that. He's just a drunk Australian who's out of his goddamn mind, and I love every fucking word he says. I'll keep it short.
All right, thank you so much. Icy Spin, final thoughts.
First of all, Mark Reed, nice to finally see you, talk with you
Yeah.
quite a bit on your channel. So it's a pleasure to finally meet you and chat with you for a sec.
Yeah, I see. It's really good to meet you.
Sorry, Mark, what were you saying?
Really good to meet you, mate. I really recognize your name. I've seen you around. You've been to my channel. Awesome. Thanks, Icy. It's good to see you.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. For sure, yeah, you too. Max, have a great night. Thanks for having us on as normal. Didn't watch the debate, but I appreciate it. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to hang out and listen to what John had to say.
All right. You will see that we
Jesus.
have a couple of things
Nice dig there,
scheduled.
Stin. Thanks for that.
You know I'm messing with you, dude.
We have a couple of things scheduled for the
Yeah,
weekend
I
and
know.
forward. This weekend we have on July 6th a free will roundtable. So Mark, if you want to come hang out with us nerds and talk a little bit about free will, the video is already up. And yeah, we're doing.
Are you doing it at a reasonable time for people in a random time zone? I'm 12 hours opposite of Eastern time.
I think so. Yes, it's 4 p.m. Eastern. So
Oh,
should
you
be.
suck. That's 4 a.m. for me.
I mean.
That's all right. It's my fault for being upside down. Oh, wait, you're upside down as
I'm
well.
upside down too, but we're just on the other side of the globe. We're upside down and opposite.
How dare you say globe? It's up in the air. It hasn't scientifically been verified. How dare you?
You know, I was listening to the review that you did of Wilson's 5-minute discussions.
Oh, Wilson.
And you mentioned it in there. And you were like, oh yeah, you know, Leo's going to be there, John's going to be there. I was like, well, I will be, but you didn't fucking ask.
No, but look.
He's a prophet, John. He's a prophet. He sees the future.
Look,
Where am I gonna be?
Number one, I emailed you. I emailed you like 3 times yesterday because I emailed you. I did like a fucking typo, which I couldn't overlook. I said like, oh, look at me. What stupid. I did a very nasty typo. I'm an idiot. And then I realized that I hadn't sent the actual links in any of the previous emails. So I sent another email with the links. So we can change the time if it works at a better time. So we can try to work something out so that we can all.
No. It's
and
fine,
after all, this was all your fucking idea. So
no, look. In fairness, look, I equally blame Leo, Batman. You know, we were all having a good back and forth. And it is a good conversation. It will be an interesting conversation to have. It's just another example where Leo and I can have a good-natured conversation on which we fundamentally disagree.
Right.
So, which it will be good fun. Mark, I'd love to, if you can make it, please do, because I'd love to get your input on this as well.
If I can, absolutely. Yeah, I always try to make sure
4 a.m.
Yeah, you might be disappointed on that one.
It might be too late, yeah. But I don't know, John, tell me if that time works for you, and we can see if we can change or we can schedule something more.
What is it, 4 a.m. Eastern? I've no
it's
clue.
4 p.m.
How many hours ahead?
Eastern.
4
I mean, you can click on,
Eastern.
go to the YouTube and click on the video, and it will tell it to you in your local time. The magic of the internet. And the other thing that we have planned for the end of the month is I've seen people in the audience sending super chats to people while they're doing their shows, and I see how people want to share their music they create. So I had this idea of creating a sort of kind of like a sharing of the community songs that people make and a little bit of a contest. So we're already planning that for the end of the month. That will be on the 27th. Yes, John, sorry.
So that's 8 or 9 p.m. my end, which is pretty spot on, actually. So that's good. Yeah, that works for me.
All right.
Sorry, Mark.
Now we'll try. We'll try. We can do another one with Mark at another point.
It's not a problem, mate. It's not a problem at all.
I know, we always have opportunity and time to do more stuff afterwards. People, thank you. Coco says people will love the song thing. I know. I think it's a great idea because people are making lots of songs. But I did put a restraint on it. It's like, okay, send me your best 2 songs. So we're not here just, listening to AI music all day. So yeah, I think it's great. I think going to have a lot of fun with that. Before we go, make sure to do the social thing is like, share, subscribe, send this to a friend, send this to a significant other, go to the corner, yes, the corner of your street and yell! And yell! Oh my God.
Max.
Subscribe to Matters Now!
Matters Now.
Don't do it, John.
Oh shit! Fuck! I'm sorry. God damn it! I shouldn't be here.
Super quick. I just a final little message to Iron Horse. Fuck you, Iron Horse. Leo, the fact that you even had the temerity to call Leo a half-breed is disgusting. He's not a half-breed. He intellectually outstrips you in every way, and whilst I don't have first-hand experience, I'm sure is a fantastic lover. So just fuck you, Iron Horse. You racist cunt. And that's my.
Right.
I'm done filibustering now. I want to end it there.
All right, and with that, make sure to subscribe to Mark Reed and Yerba Mate Talks. I'm not going to yell again because I already yelled, but
and Leo.
We'll catch you and Leo. Yes, and Leo. I always forget.
What?
I'm so sorry. And subscribe to Leo too.
It's okay. Iron Horse is still a cunt. That's fine, Leo.
I'll speak with Mark to see if he wants to host the after show for his debate, like we did a couple of times. We host the after show.
No, I'm cool with you doing it, mate. I'm cool with you doing it.
Okay.
That's fine.
Awesome.
No worries at all.
Okay, so we will have after show Mark Reed versus Mark Reed there versus Wi-Fi Gospel. Yeah. I think it will be pretty cool. Toon raid. I'm about to raid actually Toon, so let me remove that so we don't have people bouncing around from stream to stream.
Loop. An infinite loop.
Oh no! I mean, we might find an infinite money glitch. We get enough streamers together, and you can keep it going. All right. With that, we'll be on our way. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We'll catch you for that after show, and we have those other things planned. Click on the video. Click on the notify me button so that YouTube doesn't act all weird. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Later.